I was trying to think of like a joke to start the stream with, you know, start things off on a light foot, but instead I'm just like gonna show up and start talking and hope that I'm like funny by proxy, I guess. How's everybody doing tonight? End the poll when yes is ahead. I mean, it's I don't think I'm gonna have to sway the decision. Right now we have our traditional poll as a tradition as of I think like 3 streams ago. Will we find the cactus fruit tonight? 83% believers in chat right now. I think we will find the cactus fruit tonight, and I am I'm abstaining. I can't vote in the poll even if I wanted to. But I digress. Let's get in to the new fan art. We actually have a decent variety of fan art tonight, starting with this lovely little piece from Jenna in the Discord. Inspired, no doubt, by the legendary catch of the previous stream. Bit of a spoiler, maybe, if you haven't seen the last stream or the last VOD, but we did indeed catch the legend, and Chloe's a little bit nonplussed by it. And you know what? I think she's probably just tired after everything that she went through. She's got that 1,000-yard stare, and I can't really blame her. Like, oh my god, that legend is just... I don't know if that's quite 49 inches like the one we caught, but you know what? We'll forgive the scale. It's artistic interpretation. Thank you for that, Jenna. Next one we got up here. We got this little number. This is the cutest thing ever. Obviously, picture taken by Haley at the Egg Festival. Another moment from the previous stream. Look at how happy she is. Look at how happy Chloe is. You can just see that light in her eyes and the bunny cutout. It's so cute. This music is real loud in my ears, by the way. I'm gonna turn that down. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. This is absolutely adorable. This is couples goals right here. Even though you can't see the other half of the couple, it's just, you know, it just is. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you to It's Lindsay. It's Linsky for that one on Instagram. Definitely go check them out. Next up, we got this lovely little piece from Soleil Mocha Poke on Discord. And look, you know, it takes all types. It's an MS Paint rendition of Chloe on, I believe it was a pile of beans. Why a pile of beans? Why not a pile of beans, as far as I'm concerned? But you know what? As long as we're having fun around here, I appreciate all the fan art. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Following that, it's a little bit risque. If you see an ad like this in the margins of your browser, do not click. Highly not recommended. You're not going to get the cactus fruit that you're looking for. But it is, it's kind of eerie in a way. I'm not quite sure what to say. I'm just going to let this one speak for itself, but thank you to Love and Respect in the Discord for sharing that one. Hot cactus fruit and garbage cans near you. I can't attest to the validity of this ad. Not sponsored, by the way. And last but not least, I think it's last anyway, we got another one from Oceana Love Sap. Again, I'm at a weird angle here, so it's a bit hard for me to see. But I believe this is Octo Chloe. This is the Chloe crossover with Splatoon that we never knew we needed. This is my OC, my Splatoon OC. Do not steal. Thank you very much to Oceana for that. Octo Chloe. We appreciate Octo Chloe. We appreciate all the fan art, really. Include all these 5 and the other 500 million that we have in reserve. That's not an accurate number, but it feels like that. It's honestly like overwhelming just how much we get. But overwhelming in like a good way, you know what I mean? If you'd like your fan art featured, !Discord in the chat, and you can join the Discord there. There's a fan art channel which you can post, and then let me know how you want to be credited. I'll share it on stream. You can also tweet it at me at Argon Matrix, however you want to get it to me. Whatever works best for you. Alright, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Any mods in chat, by the way? Any mods lurking? Just so I know if I need to do more trash on my own or not. Either way, we're gonna get into Stardew Valley here. Give me 1 second. Actually, let me cut the music. Cut the music! I don't have a music person, so I have to cut that myself. But it's fine. We'll hop in and get the actual in-game music in a second here anyway. Your Chloe garbage can is still in the trunk of your car, and you took a really sharp turn and it scared you so bad. You got that loud clackety-clang sound from the metal reverberating. That was a great cosplay, though, Zaniela. It was highly worth it. You'll be a mod in spirit. I appreciate that, Karita. Stefan, with the $5 super chat to kick things off, let's get that cactus fruit. I agree. And speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and end off the poll before we get too far into the game here. 85% believers. It actually went up from where I last saw it at like 82%. This is a good sign. I still have a hard time believing that we're going to get the actual cactus fruit for anything less than 100% believers, but we're getting closer every day. Let's frickin' go. We're done with the legend. We're done with, like, all our ancillary goals right now. Although, I shouldn't say that, because I was thinking maybe it might be a good idea to invest in more, Crystalarium resources sooner rather than later. Also, does anyone remember what day this is going to be done? I don't want to have to keep checking that. I feel like it's, like, towards the end of summer, but I don't know the exact date. If anyone has confirmation on that, do let me know. Oh, we got tea leaves as well. Can't forget about those. Only get those 7 days a month, so it's you gotta make the most of it, right? Getting to oh, the flower dance! Oh, geez. Oh, we're gonna have to be ready for that. That's the closest thing we ever get to, like, a date with Haley. So we always have to make the most of that. Hey, Purple Birdie with a $35 super chat. Thank you so much. It's very generous of you. I haven't been able to donate lately, but I just started a new job. Congratulations! Congratulations. Can we get some handshake emojis in chat for Purple Birdie? New job hype. That's big, yeah. No, don't worry about donating, by the way. I'm never going to ask or expect donations from anybody. The fact that anyone's willing to give them whatsoever is already amazing to me. But yeah, big congratulations for that. Alright. Oh, the legend. I can't believe he's, like, actually there, just chilling on that sign. That's good stuff. Okay, Blue Jazz is ready. What are we gonna wear to the flower dance tomorrow, chat? We can't wear our trash outfit. That's disrespectful to Haley. Do we need... I feel like we might try to invest in a new outfit. If you have an outfit that you want to see Chloe wear that I can feasibly make with my sewing machine, that I have, like, the item to make, go look on the wiki, now's your chance, and tell me what outfit to make. I feel like we are due for a new drip, something that's befitting of the flower dance, you know. Let's see if we can work together and figure something out for that. Dino Chloe? No, Dino Chloe is exclusively subterranean in nature. She won't make her true debut until the very start of the Skull Caverns. Diamond outfit. I don't even know if I have any diamonds, to be honest with you. I feel like I've given them all away. The diamond makes something interesting, though. I might be persuaded, for sure. Let's go have a look real quick. Hello, Lily. Dropping in from Florida. I appreciate it. We have 6 diamonds. What the heck am I talking about? Does the diamond make anything cool? Go ahead and pop a few more of these in here. Pick them up at a later point. But I think we already have a decent amount of seeds in here regardless. I'll stay on top of it, of course. The downfalls of non-regrowing crops. Blue geode and cloth. What is a blue geode? What, Karita, you're gonna have to explain that one a little further for me. Blue geode and cloth. Oh, frozen geode. I'm dumb. You know what? For some reason, the only 3 geodes existing in my brain were magma geodes, the regular geodes, and the omni geodes, and I'm like, what the heck's a blue geode? I guess I was so traumatized by the no level up challenge and the whole process of that it's literally just like forever shunted out of my brain. But we also don't have access to any frozen geodes right now. I could go hunting for them though. Because I did want to go to the mines regardless. We need more crystalariums is the real issue. I've seen several comments and several people in chat saying, Argon, you have too many jades. Why don't you switch some of your crystalariums to quartz? If you think this is too many jades, I'm gonna hit you with some math really quick. Okay? These jades are gonna be our main ticket down through the Skull Caverns, which we will need to go through a lot in order to find treasure rooms, because exclamation point treasure 5 of the items that we require, actually 6 of the items that we require, but the rain totem doesn't really count because it's much more common than the other ones. But the 5 seeds that we need to get out of the treasure rooms are only a 1 in 702 chance, which means that we'll probably need to do somewhere in the neighborhood, on average, of 3,500 treasure rooms in order to get all of our seeds. And not every floor in the Skull Caverns is a treasure room, as I'm sure many of you are aware. I'd say the incidence rate at the maximum possible luck we could get of a treasure room is maybe like 15%. Let's make the math a little easy. We'll do 10%, so like one every 10 floors we get one, which means that at those odds, we'd have to do approximately 35,000 Skull Caverns floors in order to find all the treasures we need, and that's assuming we don't get unlucky, and that our odds are like astronomically good. So I think we're still a little shy on the amount of jades that we need. We have a little over 1,000 right now. It's gonna be a while. We need to ramp up our Crystalarium production, if anything else. So make a Jade Chloe statue. It's a waste of resources. I don't think I have any mods in here, so let me go ahead and pop in. Exclamation point, more trash. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. And then, boom. Yeah, so we got a while to go. We're gonna have to make a whole chest just for jades, I'm pretty sure, at some point here. What do I need to make Crystalariums again? Let me have a look here. Like, I'm honestly thinking we need a lot of stone, we need a lot of gold, iridium, and battery packs. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what we got. We really need to ramp up our stone production more than anything else. That's going to be our limiting factor right now. And stone production, I mean, normally you just buy a bunch of stone, right? So this is going to be kind of a problem. We got 4. That was literally all our stone. We had an exact multiple of 99 stone. Didn't really expect that. I didn't do the math, but there it is. But yeah, we'll keep ramping this up. We'll fill this whole section. Timbeeb, I'm sorry, buddy. We'll let him sleep for now, but he's gonna have to move eventually. Buddy. How's the big rock breaking working out for you? I haven't done it in a while, Colin, but that's probably going to be on our to-do list for sure. I don't know how often I want to do it, though. I don't want to do it necessarily every day, because I do want to keep sleeping and get more chances at the cactus fruit. But I'd like to at least fill out our little section of our room down there with Crystalariums. And then I'm considering expanding production out into the quarry, because the quarry we haven't really done much with. In fact, I'll go like check it out right now. And you can see it's kind of in a state of disrepair. We definitely can clear this out and use it for better purposes, and I think our purposes are tending towards Crystalariums as much as possible. So we'll see how that goes. You're about to recommend making solar panels to fix the battery issue, and then you remembered, yeah, solar panels are not in the foreseeable future, unfortunately. Because what do you get? That one's from one of the special orders requests, but only one you can get after you've accessed Ginger Island, which, I mean, I guess that could happen just about any time here, so we'll see. Anyway, off to bed we go for now. We might go, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we'll do, like, some stone gathering on, like, traveling cart days, because those are longer days anyways. Might as well just go the full distance. Figure it out from there. You can get free expansions at Robin's for more space for all the Crystalariums. Gabrielle, you make an excellent point. I will check that out post haste. That is honestly a great call. Just fill our house with Crystalariums. Let there be no room for anything else. Okay. Should be studying, but Argon streams are too fun. You can do both, Gale. You can be a lurker in stream, and you can listen to my inane ramblings as I dig through garbage for the umpteenth time. Exclamation point cactus fruit. How many times is an umpteenth? I don't quite know, but it's up there. Can you explain why you need the seeds from the Skull Cavern? You can't get these from mixed seeds. That's correct, Urod. Thank you for joining the stream, by the way. Happy to have you here. Oh shit, I didn't read all the chat suggestions for stuff to make into clothes for the flower dance. Oh well, we'll wing it, it's fine. So the seeds that we need from the Skull Cavern are the only ones that you can't get any other way, that you can't get the crops that they grow any other way. So no combination of mixed seeds, whether they be on Ginger Island or any of the seasons, will ever grow any of those crops. And there's no other way to get the seeds other than buying them. And we need those crops in order to ship at least one of each in order to get our full shipment achievement. So we're a little bit hooped in that regard. Okay. Send that. So we'll do our little trash run here. Oh, well, first we obviously have to take care of our priorities. Sorry, Timby. The water right in front of his face. Ooh. Ripping down Timby's coat. He's not going to smell good later today. How long do you think it'll take to complete this challenge? A while. I don't know, honestly. Because I'm gonna be ramping up my streaming schedule at the start of April, and that'll be 4 streams a week. But only 3 of those every week are gonna be actual Price of Perfection streams. The other ones will be variety streams. But each of the streams will be 4 hours long, so we'll get a little bit further every week. And I still, even with that, I feel like we're going to take at least like the bulk of this year, if not into next year, to complete everything that we need to. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a hot minute. But I know you're all here for the moral support and for those legendary moments that when our hard work all finally pays off. We will be able to celebrate together. Alright, Flower Dance is officially a go. So let's go ahead and see what kind of outfit we can wrangle. The only one that's stuck in my head so far is the diamond clothing. I'd like to see what that looks like. Diamond. What if we have sunflowers, right? Sunflower. Let's see what this looks like, because it is Haley's favorite. One of Haley's favorites, anyway. And we'll try out some of these. We'll just see how this all works out. Alright. Hit me with it, sewing machine. What do you got? Pop some of these in there. We'll do diamond. This makes a nice little shirt. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but we'll see. This makes pants. Interesting. Okay. It's a long dress, a long flowy dress, dyeable. I haven't dyed anything in this freaking game. All right, let's sort this out. The pendant shirt, a shirt with a big pendant. I don't know if this is the combo. We do have a lovely long skirt. I don't think it's the right color, but we don't really have time to go dye it. The mint blouse. How does this look with this situation? It honestly wouldn't be that bad if the skirt was a better color. The flower paints. Good skirt. Yeah, I don't know if I kind of like this. I kind of like the mint blouse with it. I don't think the pendant shirt is gonna fit, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? We'll go with this. We'll go with this. It's not the greatest, like, color coordination I've ever seen in my life, but it is passable. And we can tell Haley that we made the skirt from natural sunflower fibers. So I think we'll win some brownie points that way. No hat, of course, no hat. We gotta go long hair Chloe on this one. Are you planning on wearing Lewis's shorts at any point? I mean, maybe, but not today. That's blasphemous. I also need to deal with all this down south here. Maybe today is the day that we aren't going to go cactus fruit as hard, so we can take care of some of these chores and resource gathering that we need to do. It has been a while. Also do frozen geode. I don't have a frozen geode, unfortunately. I will check it out, though. I'll check it out, Karita, because you have mentioned it a couple times there. Alright. Forget all these plebeians. I only have eyes for one lady here. She's practicing her moves. It needs to be perfect. You're already perfect, girl. It's fine. Let's do this. Ask Haley to be your dance partner. Yeah. I don't know. See, it's gonna be hard to dance in that dress, I would think. Can you show what you need for the community center to complete it? I got you. We need cactus fruit. That's it. that is our one stymieing factor right now. Chloe's new outfit is based. I do think it would be better with maybe a more less intense color of skirt. Like the shade, that shade of yellowish green is not my preferred shade, but you know what? If it works for Chloe and Haley, who am I to stand in between them? Women have been doing it for centuries, dancing in these long dresses. You know what? That's a fair point. It was all the rage in the Victorian era. Blue parka is a little too warm for the flower dance, IMO. But we could if it looked real cute though, then we could suffer for Haley for sure. All right. Lovely little date night though. That was fun. Let's sort out our crystalariums here. Tim Beeb's already all asleep on the bed and everything. That's so adorable. I always love when he's sleeping on the bed. Just adds that, you know, little cuteness factor. Helps me sleep a little bit better at night. Haley says, huh, I didn't notice you standing there. She was talking to someone other than... She was talking to all of you, chat, because she was so preoccupied dancing with Chloe, lost in her eyes, that she couldn't possibly have noticed anyone else. That's the lore there. And then she giggled. See, she's having a great time. She was having the time of her life. It's all about perspective, chat. It's all about interpretation. Go to sleep for the night, yes. No worries about being late there, Roysu. There's no such thing as late for the stream. It's whenever you happen to show up is exactly the time you were meant to. Whatever works for you. The cactus root grind doesn't stop. Unfortunately not. We can take breaks every now and again, but the train keeps rolling until we arrive at that spiky green station. Okay. So today we're probably going to invest some time into resource gathering / You know what? What would I rather do? I guess I'd probably... Maybe we'll do like sort of one day of one and one day of the other, where I clear some of the trees south of the farm for a day, and then the next day we can do some stone gathering in the mines. That might be the play. Also, probably start smelting some of this. Might be might be wise. This iridium's not going to smelt itself, unfortunately. We don't have the hopper system for that. There we go. I also got to get back on that charcoal grind, especially because we're going to be having a whole butt ton of wood pretty soon. Haley watching Chloe descend into madness. There's a drama to be made about that for sure, I'm sure. How many times can you say sure in the same sentence? Sure. Alright. What's our ancient fruit day again? It's Monday, I think. So we have a little while to go yet before those repopulate. Or regrow, I suppose would be the proper word. They repopulate their buds, their fruit. In the grand scheme of things, 7 days for a whole fruit to grow is not that long, I feel like. What's the average time in real life for a fruit to grow? I guess maybe that's too broad of a question because there's so many different kinds of fruit. Let's take, what's the closest approximation of an ancient fruit? Would it be maybe a papaya or something? It's obviously not the same color, but I kind of get a almost papaya vibe from this type of thing. How long does it take a papaya to grow for real? Is it from a papaya tree as well? I think it must be. I don't think papayas grow like underground or anything weird like that. You know, we'll keep the clay. We'll keep the clay. A blue tomato, like a month maybe. Blue mango. I would say mango, but there's already mangoes in the game, so we can't use that unfortunately. A passion fruit, maybe Lee. Okay. Do this. Pet our boy. I said pet our boy. There we go. Let me go ahead and grab some wood as well, so I have some on my person. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then I want to go. Papayas take 11 months. Alexa says 9 months. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 7 days. Is there a fruit? Okay, this better question here. Is there a fruit that exists in the real world that grows in 7 days or less? There might be. I would assume maybe some berries. Certain types of berries, probably like a strawberry or a blueberry, but I don't fully know. I'm not well versed in that. I need a botanist in chat. Any botanists? Any biology majors? Dragon fruit? Dragon fruit is what we're searching for right now, as far as I'm concerned. 7 days is a quarter of the season in Stardew Valley, so it would be longer in real life. Okay, so a quarter of a season. Let's call it season like 3 months, right? So a quarter of that, so 90 days. So that would be what? Why can't I do math? It's like 20, we'll call it like 23 days. 22, 23 days. So like 3 weeks. Any fruits that grow, probably 3 weeks is a better time span for sure. For certain types of fruit to grow. 3 to 4 weeks. You could probably manage something in that time. You're basically asking if there's a creature that produces a baby in 7 days. But creatures and plants, like animals and plants, are very, very different. You ever seen a tumbleweed? Those things go, like, they grow like crazy, right? Or am I thinking of something else? Beets take like 44 days. Invalid answer, a beet is not a fruit. It may be a vegetable, but we're only talking fruits today. Tomatoes, probably. Google says green beans, tomatoes, and radishes. Only one of those is a fruit, as far as I'm concerned. But if that's the case, then you know what, we got them. Tomato seems to be the consensus answer right now. All right, let me grab my copper axe. I'm also going to grab... I don't really have any food. He says, staring at literally like a row full of food, but no like food that I want to use. Like all my sashimi is back at the mines and stuff. It's fine. We'll make it work. Maybe we'll just go until we're out of energy and then call it. Radishes take 25 days. Is a radish a fruit though? Real question. Is it one of those weird ones that's like you don't think it's a fruit, but it actually is a fruit botanically? Persimmons? I don't know enough about persimmons. I don't think like they really exist. I have yet to see conclusive evidence that persimmons exist in nature. I'm pretty sure they don't sell them on a local grocery store, so basically they must not exist. Although from pictures I've seen, they do look pretty appetizing. They're just the ones that look like little oranges, right? But they're weird. They're not like oranges. They're like, they're orange. They're almost like those plastic fruit that you would see in a bowl at IKEA, like a decorative bowl. That was painful, I know, for a lot of people to watch, but we have literally like 10,000 wood in our chests, so I think we're chilling. A radish is a nut? I would not have assumed that. I don't know. I feel like you might be trolling me with that one. A radish is definitely like... I thought it was like a root vegetable. Blade voices this summer 25 of year 4, 25th of year 4. Almost a good Blade impression. I'll give you a 7 out of 10 for that one because it's spring 25th of year 4. Blade would not make that discrepancy, but A for effort for sure. Oh my gosh, I thought there was only one tree here, and then it slowly fell to the side and revealed 2 saplings. That's comedic timing, at least in my brain. And then there's a littler sapling. Oh my gosh, just this full row of trees. It never ends. All right, let's do that. I'm also going to do a quick more trash command. in chat. All my mods are asleep or away, which is fair. I'm looking into the potential of getting more mods, both for the Discord and for the stream. So I'll be putting out like an application thing for that soon enough. I don't have the exact dates on when, but it will happen. Trust me. Blade predicted it summer 25th. Let's go. This source, dude, just trust me. Oh, hey, Decay. Welcome to the stream. No worries, no worries. You're applying for jobs, so you're preoccupied? That is a completely valid reason to be preoccupied. Get some well wishes in chat for Decay. Good luck on the job hunt. I know you'll do it. You'll do amazing things. Celery is crunchy water. I've heard this before. Is that a reference that I should get? Or is that just a statement of fact? Because it's true. Celery is just like crunchy water. Celery is one of those things that you don't eat because you like celery. Celery is something you eat as a vessel for something else. Like, you put peanut butter on it, or cream cheese, or some such thing. Celery on its own, no one is psychotic enough to eat that by itself. And if you say you are, then you have, congratulations, you've just fallen for my "Are you a psychopath?" test trap. And the proper authorities will be there to take you away shortly. Zion, thank you for the 179 super chat. The air is breezy and you're queasy. I hope you're not queasy. If you are, get well soon, but thank you for the support nevertheless. And your #1 pizza guy also following that up with a $5 super chat. Yes or no, grapes are like a drink and a snack? I get what you mean. Grapes are thirst quenching for sure. I was coming up here to get my scythe for the record. I just totally blanked on that. Grapes are very thirst quenching for sure. I would not classify them as a drink though. I would say they're still just they're a refreshing food. I feel like there's a category in the middle there that we can all be happy with, hopefully. Focusing on at-home customer service jobs. I've been in the customer service industry a long time. I have a lot of patience. Not everyone does, but I feel like you require some degree of patience for sure when it comes to customer service. Best of luck to you, Decay. I don't know anyone who actively enjoys customer service jobs. At least, well, that's not fair. Honestly, like, I think customer service gets a bad rap because so many sort of minimum wage jobs, you know, the bottom rung of the job ladder, involve customer service in some capacity. And in those situations, you deal with some really, like, pretty mean customers because they don't respect you for whatever reason. Like, they see a minimum wage worker, they see some poor 16-year-old working at the Gap or something, and they're like, that person is subhuman, I can treat them like dirt because my taxes pay for them, or something like that. I don't know what the mentality is there, but I don't appreciate it. But I imagine there are certain customer service jobs that aren't so bad, that are a little more amenable, I suppose. Where you get a decent amount more respect, although I still feel like the respect is on the lower side compared to something like if you told someone like, oh, I'm a lawyer. Although I guess lawyers at the end of the day have to do customer service too. The customer's always right. I've never heard that's one of those sayings that I believed as a child because I heard it all the time. And it made a complete 180 when I actually got into the job market and started dealing with customers. And I'm like, the customers are like almost never right. At least compared to the people who work there. Like, by and large, the people who work there, they obviously have more experience and should be trained for the thing that they're supposed to know. So, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they're right 100% of the time, but I feel like there's a higher portion that are right than customers. Almost always. Raise your hand in chat. Give me a hand emoji if you've ever been on the bad side of a customer service interaction. I feel like this is something we can all commiserate and help each other with. Whether you were the employee who was being treated poorly by a customer, or if you're a customer who was treated poorly by an employee. I guess there's options, there's leeway both ways there. I feel like I have to, with the amount of time that I've spent in customer service, I have to raise my hand for that one. But to be honest, I have, like, such titanic patience and, like, way more than is honestly reasonable. Like, I don't have enough respect for my own time, or for, like, and I have too much respect for people who are ignorant a lot of the time, that I can't really tell you too many customer service interactions that I've had that actively stick in my mind as, like, that was a bad time. Like, in the moment, I might get annoyed, but I'll usually forget about it pretty soon afterwards. Seems like a fairly common experience, though, in chat, which is, I mean, to be expected, obviously. Alright. That is good for today. Worked at the Popeyes drive-thru for 2 years, and you were understaffed as heck. That sounds, yeah, pretty miserable. You worked at a place that sold stuff from infomercials. Purple Birdie, you sound like a person that, like, you're like one of those people that, like, I always, like, presumed had to exist. Like, people who sell stuff from infomercials, but, like, someone that I would have never thought I'd meet. You're a rare breed indeed. Alright, Friday, traveling cart day. Can we get some exclamation point cart in chat? Just so we all have an idea of where we stand on that. It's been a while. I feel like it's been like 2 or 3 streams since we've gotten anything from the traveling cart. And since Blade did say most of the items from the traveling cart, barring the rare seed, will be accessible in the first 5 years, we gotta be closing in on the time when we're gonna get these other ones. I feel like it might all just be like backloaded towards the very end of those 5 years. Thank you for the cart commands. You left your customer service job 7 years ago and you're still so messed up from it. I feel for you, honestly. I've seen some pretty nasty customer service interactions. I've thankfully never been on the side of, like, a catastrophically bad one. But obviously, those sorts of customers do exist. All the best to you. Alright, down we go. Here's our next contestant on The Price is Right. Hopefully the price is right, at least. We will see. I'm so excited, by the way, to get into variety streams. I have some stuff planned that I think is going to be really fun. I do want to do some, like, polls and stuff eventually to get your guys' input on what you want to see on the streams going forward, but to start things off, which will be in just, like, a couple weeks here, I definitely have some things lined up. Duck Feather. Duck Feather for 750 Gs is what we need. These aren't the feathers we're looking for. Nothing else here, nothing doing. Better luck next time. Do you think your customers are easier to interact with because they're happy they're going to be drunk soon? Roysu, I mean, for the record, for something that, because that might sound a little strange to people who don't know, but I work at a liquor store. I don't know. Maybe there is some element of that for sure. We're often the last stop for people after a long, busy day of work or whatever. So I feel like what you might expect is, like, they're tired and grumpy and they just want to go home, so you'd get some bad eggs, and you do from time to time. But also, what would you need green algae for? 3 times the market value? She's hounding for that stuff. But also, I feel like people have used up so much of their energy by that point in the day that they might not be, like, the happiest people in the world to talk to you, but they're just going to be, like, sort of ambivalent about the whole experience, which is honestly what I'm all about. You just showed up. What year are we in? Exclamation point year. The chat's already on it. Chat's already got you there, Adam. But welcome to the stream. Nightbot had to wake up for that command, apparently. It took a hot minute. More trash, by the way. It's all just more trash. Man, we beat Pam to the bus stop, but she was taking her lackadaisical time. Okay, so now, since we did our wood chopping yesterday, we'll flip-flop, like I said, and we will do our mines expedition today instead. Go ahead and deposit the wood. And we'll make our way over to the mines. Pam has super hearing. She does. I feel like she's got a wider range for being able to hear me rummaging through the trash than just about anyone else. Alright, steel falchion. I don't think I need anything else, because we're just doing... What was a good floor for mining just, like, stone? It's been a minute since we've done that. But I guess we should probably do maybe, like, some of the later floors anyway, just to get some gold as well for Crystalarium purposes. So let's try, like, 85 just to start off with here and see where that lands us. I also don't want to venture, like, too far in. Hey, it's a rare disc, by the way. They're so rare. That's only, like, the 15th one we've gotten. Deposit all that for now. Floor 1. Yeah, but if I want to go for gold, then that's probably better to do it this way, right? And then you just focus on these ones here, and the big rocks as well. Oh, we got a couple big rocks around here. I gotta make sure to keep my eyes peeled for them. Because oftentimes when I'm in the mines, I don't even worry about these big rocks. They're just like more hassle than they're worth most of the time. So they're almost invisible to me. So I really have to make sure that I'm paying attention and looking out for these. You like 50 for coal and stone? I feel you, Lissy, but we're actually pretty good on coal right now thanks to our charcoal kilns. A phrase I never thought I'd say. I couldn't imagine a world where I would be using charcoal kilns as much as I have been in this challenge, but you know what? Strange circumstances make for strange bedfellows. Is that a phrase, or did I just make that up? I know strange bedfellows is a phrase. I don't know if it's one I'm allowed to say. Might have to run that by the past the censors, but you could also zoom out to see the whole floor, but then I get like vertigo. So I'd rather, like, it would be good to be able to see much more of the floor at one time, but I don't want to get sick from playing Stardew Valley. Ooh, gold. There's gold in them there rocks. Excuse me, sir. Get off of me. Ooh, I want that other gold ore, though. Hold on. Oh, okay. You're gonna be a problem, huh? Not in my house. I think I still have a monster eradication goal for dealing with the shadow creatures, too, so I should definitely focus on them if I get the opportunity. I'm not going to go out of my way, at least not on this expedition, but it is back of mind for sure. When did I first start playing Stardew? I think it was not long after it came out. I want to say maybe like 6 months to a year after it first came out, which I don't remember when that was. It was like 2017, I want to say maybe, but I'm bad with dates. Little mushroom floor, by the way. I know we don't need the mushrooms, really, but I mean, they're here. It's hard to turn my nose up at them. Case in point. Alright, I'm out of here. I said I'm out of here, don't stand in my way. I haven't watched the past few streams. Did we get a cactus fruit yet? Exclamation point cactus fruit? It should tell you more than you need to know. Oh, man. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Don't you worry. The rare mushroom floor. Well, that's still... So if I get down to that floor again, it'll still be a mushroom floor, right? I can get more mushrooms out of it? Or is that not how that works? It's like mushrooms spawn on that floor once and then it's done, so that you can't, like, abuse that fact. I don't encounter them often enough to have that information at the top of my head. I don't know if I like that saying, like off the top of my head. I get that it's supposed to be like one of those things where you can just recall something very vividly, like instantaneously from memory because it's something that you're just thinking of or that you think of often. But I feel like the front of my brain is what feels more active when that sort of thing happens. Anyone else like that or just me? I don't know, like, I guess it's maybe silly to even say that I can feel my brain at work. I did see a big rock over there, but it's a little out of the way. I feel like I'm just gonna cut my losses. And I don't think I can actually, like, actively feel my brain thinking. Sometimes you get a headache and then you can sort of feel the after effects of it. But honestly, I feel like maybe it doesn't sound as good, but also it might not sound as good to say, like, front of mind as opposed to top of mind, because we've been saying top of mind for so long. Straight from the frontal lobe, I like that. Straight out of the frontal lobe, y'all. Where you at? Ayo, it's your boy Argon Matrix repping the medulla oblongata! What? I'm sorry. Anyone else here from the amygdala tonight? Hey, can my neofrontal cortex gang say what? What? I don't even know what this character is, by the way. It's just, I don't know. Hype Man Andy or something. I'll stop, though. It's not a funny joke. It's not even a joke. It's just a caricature. Bloodborne music intensifies, exactly. Isn't that guy from Bloodborne? We got some Bloodborne fans in chat. Amygdala is a boss in Bloodborne. It's also just like an enemy in Bloodborne, I guess. It's one of those enemies that's also a boss. You know, that traditional Dark Souls trend of like, hey, oh man, it was a tough fight against Capra Demon, and then you go down into the demon ruins and there's like 80 Capra Demons. I guess that's more accurate to the Taurus Demon experience, but still gets the point across. Andy from The Office. My sister always tells me that I should watch The Office and that I'd probably really like it, and I believe her. But it's very hard to get me to actively watch something. Given how long people were telling me to watch Encanto, and then I finally watched that after like a month and a half of people in chat telling me about it. That should tell you enough. I honestly feel a lot of times like the more people tell me to watch something, the less likely I am to watch it. Not out of spite or malice or anything. It's just that I'm so intimidated, like, what if I don't like it? And then I have to tell all these people when they ask me again, it's like, hey, did you watch that? I'm either torn between, I can tell them that I haven't watched it and they'll be disappointed about that, or I can tell them that I watched it and didn't like it, which is almost never the case, by the way. I like just about anything that I watch, especially if it comes recommended to me. Confirmed, not Mushroom Floor, by the way. Like, it's very rare that someone would recommend something to me and I'll be like, oh, I didn't really like that. Some I'll like more than others, obviously, but that's just human nature. Watch seasons 1 to 7, but 8 to 9 must be avoided. I can't do that, though. I have to get the full experience. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, top me up on some lovely espresso, some mine espresso. Don't mind little bits of coal in there. Chloe's gonna have a bad case of the black lung when everything is said and done, but it's alright, she's hardy, she's hale. Watch The Room. I would definitely watch The Room for sure. It's one of those that I feel like it would be more fun to watch with other people, though. I wouldn't just, like, sit on my own and on a Friday night watching The Room and laughing to myself. Although maybe, you know, I would. I feel like it would be more fun with friends, but I'm also one of those people that can definitely still have fun with that sort of experience just by myself. I'm more of an introvert than anything, and obviously that's not necessarily indicative of introverted behavior all the time, but it is, I think it's a byproduct of it, at least for me. I've definitely gotten more extroverted as the years have gone on, though. Like, when I was really young in elementary and middle school, even to high school for some extent, I was paralyzed by social situations. I didn't even go to my, like, graduation party with like, all my other classmates and everything because I was like, I'd rather, like, stay at home and play Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the 13th time. And you know what? That might have been the right call at the end of the day. I don't even know. I don't think that grad party was all that. It would probably just been a lot of, like, drinks and teenagers high on hormones all ignoring me, so I think I made the right call there. Pretty great with a room full of people watching the room. I could imagine that, yeah. That was a lucky little get from a single rock that just happened to mine out of the blue. What's the Room? I guess I've somehow not heard of it. It is an infamously, like, so bad it's good movie. You know the type. It's ones where it's just so cringe and so, like, the jokes fail to land so bad, or the acting is so just god-awful that you can't help but laugh at it. It's one of those. What are some other good ones? That's always the archetypical one that people bring up, of course, is The Room by, what is his name? Johnny Wiseau? But then there's also ones like Birdemic. And, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But there's plenty out there. I'm sure you could find them. Always better to watch than the movies that are just like so bad it's bad or so bad it's boring. I would wager, honestly, that I feel like most people would rather watch a movie that they're offended by in some capacity than a boring movie. It depends on your personality, and it depends on maybe like the mood that you're in at the time. But I feel like at least when you're offended, you're feeling something, even if the feeling's not great, you're still getting that brain activity. Whereas when you're watching a boring movie, if you're forced to sit through something like that, then it's just a slog, and you just wish you could be anywhere else at the time. It's alright if you're actually in a situation where you can fall asleep and like take a nap or something, then a boring movie is probably better. But if you're supposed to be like sitting there watching it, either maybe it's for homework, like for a class or something, or if you're on a date, or I don't even know. Is that what people do on dates? They watch movies? I haven't been on a date in a hot minute. Should probably eat something just in case we get ambushed by monsters in the last couple seconds here. Ideally, it won't happen. That was a good run for stone, though. 411. That's 4 Crystalariums right there. All right, let's go ahead and swap things around again here. Grab my gold ore and bring back a bunch of this other stuff. Not quite everything, but we'll make do with what we got. Watching the VODs right now, but hopping in to say hi there. Hello, Jolene. Hope you're enjoying the VODs. Get caught up soon, and you can join us live. Or not. I mean, depends on your how busy your life is, I suppose. I probably should have kept some of those mushrooms, but it's fine. I probably have like a few in here. Yeah, I got probably more than I'll ever need throughout this entire challenge. Alright, that's 411. We can go ahead and let's pop some of this into our burn eye. There we go. Then I shall go ahead and make 4 more Crystalariums. Well, I guess only 3 more because we need to smelt this gold to make any more than that, but it's fine. Boom. We can start smelting some gold tomorrow. Grab the wood. I should have left the sashimi back at the mines, but that's fine. I'll just leave it here for now. In the blistering hot sun of spring. Spring, almost summer, I guess, so it is probably getting pretty hot. And then we go ahead and finish up these last couple crystalariums around here. Oh, I meant to check in at Robin's to get those free expansions to the house. I will do that tomorrow for sure. Don't let me forget about that one, chat. That one's on you. Alexandria, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Hi, Argon. Still catching up on the vids. Had a bad day today, but watching your chill stream, started streams really makes my day. I'm happy to hear it. That's very wholesome and kind of you to say. I'm sorry you had a bad day, but I'm glad that I can help mitigate that in some capacity. So just remember that tomorrow is pretty much, I mean, it's always a new day, almost always brighter. I wish you all the best. Hope you continue to enjoy the streams and the videos. How do you have that much iridium? Did you just stockpile it from the statue? Literally, yes. Yeah, that's all. That's our only source of iridium. None of that's... Oh, maybe like 1 bar of that was from like... 1 or 2 bars was from the Super Cucumber Fish Pond back in the day. But I haven't found any other sources so far. The storm has finally ended for now. Yeah, it really was just for that one stream. We were just blessed with the rainiest spring of all time. Alright. New day, new me. Let's do it. So I want to start smelting gold instead of iridium for right now, just so we have some on hand. I can only smelt like 10 gold though, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess I need to mainline gold a little bit more next time I go to the mines. Put a bigger focus on gold than stone, although we need both, obviously. We only have enough stone for 1 more crystalarium. For now, let's keep it moving though. Get Timbeeb watered. Karita will not give up on this Frozen Geo crusade, and I can't say I blame her, because I did say I would get one of those. I promise on our next excursion to the mines, I will go out of my way to find a Frozen Geode for you. Our next excursion to the mines will probably be tomorrow, so make sure you hold me to that one. And house extensions. You know what, we'll do the house extensions tomorrow as well. Is Sunday a good day to do that? Is that a good day for Robin to be in? Because if we're heading up to the mines anyway, then we might as well swing by her house regardless. Thank you for staying on top of me for that, chat, but I'm gonna have to get you to keep going for another day, unfortunately. Because who knows, by the time we get to tomorrow, I'll probably be talking about something like, how do they make the donut holes at Tim Hortons? Because no one knows. It's actually probably everyone knows. Probably a fairly easy question to answer, but... Look, I'm not creative today. You're hyping up this Frozen Geo clothing quite a bit, Karita, so I'm excited to see it. You're on the chopping block. If it's not good, if we have a vote and it's not good, you might be getting banned. I'm sorry. Not actually, don't worry about it, but, you know, the threat is there. You got the sword of Damocles hanging over your head right now. Robin should be there on Sunday, but you never know with Robin. Accurate. Truer words have never been spoken, other than maybe, Marnie's probably at her shop right now. Those are falser words, actually. Falsities. Don't worry about this, Sam. Why are you digging through the trash? Why aren't you digging through the trash? I'm supposed to call my grandma. I'm going to go ahead and put this rubber band on my wrist so I don't forget. How many rubber bands do you think Sam has on his wrist by now? I've counted at least 4, and that's only the times that we, like, talk to him. Don't worry, girl. I wish I had a team of elves who would come during the night and tidy up my house. Ha ha ha. Alright, weirdo. Honestly, that would be really nice. If I don't know if I'd specifically choose elves. Maybe like some kind of spirits or something, so they don't have a chance of like I guess they'd still have a chance of knocking something over if they were able to move things around, but something less corporeal in elves. I feel like there's just something weird about having some other being in my house, some other physical being, while I'm asleep. At least with like a ghost or something, I could be like, well, it's not actually physical, so the only real threat is that it possesses me and makes me like kill everyone I love or something like that, which is less of a concern to me because I'm pretty sure ghosts aren't real. But in the hypothetical that they are, I guess this is that would be probably the worst option. All right, let's go ahead and chop down some trees, why don't we? Everyone's favorite time, it's lumberjack hour. Lumberjack Chloe. Imbeeb, I'm sorry. You passing up the leak hurts me. I've given George plenty of leaks. Did you not see the cutscene where he was actually literally crying right now over it, shaking and crying? He was so happy with all the leaks we've given him. Ghosts are real. Why would they kill people though? For the lulz? Why else? Do you need a reason to do anything else? But I mean, ghosts come in all shapes and sizes. If you never know what a ghost is gonna want, really. They might want the extermination of the entire human race, or they might just want like another slice of raspberry cheesecake before they move on out of this mortal coil. You don't know their story. You don't know who lived, who died, and who told their story. They just want company, exactly. Thanks for the company and all that. Look at how much forest we have to chop down. This is a full deforestation project, the likes of which we've never seen. I really should invest in some bombs, probably, but they're so annoying to craft. We need like iron ore and stuff. It's just a nightmare. I'd rather just spend the time talking to you guys and putting in the manual labor here. Literally have the Amazon rainforest growing south of our farm, honestly. Your son often says that there's a sneaky ghost in your house, but you're not sure what to make of it. Kids have very active imaginations. I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Unless if your son starts like regurgitating black oil and saying something about your mother in hell, then you might want to get that looked at. You might want to at least take him to like the urgent care center. But if he's just saying, hey, the windows open by themselves, it's probably that like you opened the windows and he just wasn't there for it, and his object permanence isn't good enough to realize that that can happen. So he's just assuming that the ghost opened it. Or maybe you have a ghost and you're destined for hell or something, but I find that the less likely option. I think you have bombs in the chest. I do have a few bombs, courtesy of Kent, sending me mail bombs every so often, but it's not going to be enough to make a huge dent here. Although I guess I can at least look and see, because I haven't been keeping active track of how many bombs I have. Maybe it's more than I think. What do we got here? 13 of regular. We got some. Okay, we could put a dent in it, I guess. It would like hoe all that ground that's down there too, and that would be kind of annoying because it wouldn't get unhoed for a while. It would be kind of unsightly. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd rather maybe use the bombs to clear at our quarry than anything else. I'll save it for that eventuality. Yeah, we need cactus fruit for a great many things. There's a reason that we've been stuck in this same cycle for so long, literally like the Groundhog's Day of Stardew Valley. It's another movie I should probably watch at some point. Who's that star? Is that Tom? Is that a Tom Hanks original, or is that someone else? For some reason, Tom Hanks is the one that sticks in my head as being in Groundhog's Day, but that could be completely false. I do like a good Tom Hanks movie, though. Bombs make the bomber jacket. Yo, look at these butterflies. Oh my gosh. Just a whole swarm of them. A flutterby of butterflies. Bill Murray. I get him and Tom Hanks confused in my head. I mean, have you ever seen Bill Murray and Tom Hanks in the same room together? That's the only question I'm asking. There probably is, like, a situation where that has happened, I would have to imagine, but I wasn't there for it, so did it really happen? Are we sure cactus fruit is within 5 years now, though? No, we're not. That is, the 5 years figure is only for items from the traveling cart. The cactus fruit is anybody's guess at this point. Only Blade actually knows. It could be within the first 5 years. It could be within the first 50 years. It could be within the first 5,000 years. We don't know yet. We will get to a point where I'll eventually probably break down and actually ask Blade just for production value and to make sure I don't grind this stream into the ground. But as long as I can keep a conversation going for the time being, I'm happy enough with that. I will. It's because it's only 5 p.m., so let's go ahead. I was going to think about going to bed, but we got a lot of sashimi to burn through still. I'm willing to give it another round down south of the farm. You missed the dandelion? It's all good. It'll be gone in a couple days anyway. When summer rolls around, it'll just wither and die on its own. I'm not going to fret about the paltry sum of gold that it would get me, but I appreciate you looking out nevertheless. Let's get some of these saplings out of here. Saplings and seeds. I want a full clean slate so we can do something else with this area of the farm. What we're going to do yet, I don't know. But we need to clear every last tree so that there's no chance for a new infestation of pines. Enough is enough as far as I'm concerned. More trash command for today. I don't think I've done it yet. I don't know if Decay's still in here, but if not, then I can pop one in. I love pine trees, dude. Apropos of nothing at all, I just love pine trees. The fact that they, like, stay evergreen, obviously, is just so nice for the scenery most of the time, especially out here in the mountains. You get so many different pine trees. What the heck is going? My phone is going off the hook. Oh, it's people in another Discord server that I'm in, sorting out their plans. Do you plan on using animation canceling at any point during this run? Potentially. I mean, if I'd have to learn it first. And that's a high barrier to entry for me, having to learn a new skill that I don't feel is strictly necessary. But I definitely could see the benefits to it. Obviously, it would save a lot of time in the long run. If I was ever part of some, like, Stardew Valley competition of some kind, where I was competing against other people for speedy reasons or anything like that, that would be the time for me to learn animation canceling, and in that case, I would probably carry over that skill to the challenge, just because I'd be used to it by that point, probably. That actually brings up a point I should probably mention real quick, because I have been asked by a few different people in comments and in chat. I've seen you. Let me bring this up real quick. I've been asked whether I'm going to be in Season 2 of Unsurpassable Z's Stardew Valley Trials, or in whatever next incarnation of the Stardew Valley Cup is going to be, or, you know, any other collaboration like that. I'll state on record right now, I would love to. I would love to be a part of that. But I also think that the probability of me being a part of such a thing is, like, pretty exceedingly low. I've like, Z's popped into the stream once before, but I don't think he knows too much about who I am, and he's obviously spoiled for choice for people to bring into the Stardew Valley trials. I'm happy to watch them. I'm happy to sit on the sidelines and cheer on my favorite creators. I know Charlie's probably going to be in the second season, so she's the one I'm going to be cheering for 100%. But that's ultimately up to Z at the end of the day, and I definitely don't think I'm the top of the list, so just bear that in mind. But if the opportunity were to present itself, I would be more than happy to. I love those sorts of games. I was a huge Survivor head in my youth. I don't remember too much about it nowadays. I remember always getting really excited when someone would find one of the hidden immunity idols or something like that, and then they pull it out at the perfect time at the tribal council, and there'd be that epic music cue, and everyone would be showing all their, like, surprised faces, or people would be, like, holding their head in their hands because they're like, oh no, he just, like, secured his victory, I'm going home tonight. It's a good time, honestly. He's always looking for new stuff for his live streams, and he's pretty friendly. I definitely don't doubt that Z is friendly. I just don't, like, I definitely don't... There's a non-zero chance that it could happen. I'm not saying that it's definitely not going to happen, but I'm also not going to be the instigator of it. I'm not going to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm available for season 2, winky face. That's not my MO. If he wants to reach out to me in any capacity, I'm all for it. Maybe I'll try and reach out to him for some other collab if I have an idea for that. That would be fun. But no plans in the hopper right now, is all I'll say. But yeah, no, Z is definitely a cool guy. Sorry, Zed. Zed is definitely a cool guy. Gotta make sure I stay internally consistent around here. Alright. That's sorted. We got Traveling Cart tomorrow, and then we'll go Mines, we'll do Frozen Geo, we'll do House Extensions. We're looking pretty. Also gonna take this moment to hydrate. Alright. Start giving Argon the push in Z's chat? Please don't. I mean, you're welcome to bring me up if it happens naturally over the course of conversation. That's cool. But don't just go into Z's chat and be like, hey, have you heard of this Argon Matrix guy? He's pretty cool. I think you guys would get along. That's like, that would be very embarrassing. I can't stop you, obviously. But, I think that would potentially lessen the odds, if anything. But you do what you feel is best at the end of the day. I can't, I just know that you don't necessarily speak for me in that regard. The quote timing, Haley says, I miss summer. You won't have to wait much longer, Haley. That's for dang sure. If you do get in the trials, you just make it a running joke of calling him Zed. I might do it like once or twice, but if I was actually talking to him personally, I feel like that might get old. So I probably wouldn't hammer that one into the ground necessarily. Because it's a funny little quirk every now and again, but if I was actively, like, talking with him or something, I probably would be like, I'll respect you enough to call you by your actual name, how you pronounce it, even if it's wrong. Just because it's wrong, it's like, I mean, it's wrong in the context of the letter Z, obviously, but it's right in the context of his name, because that's his brand, that's his name, that's how he pronounces it. It's like if I started calling Led Zeppelin LED Zeppelin. It's like, technically I'm not wrong, but that's not how they that's not how they envisioned it. And I'll respect their vision. Although that would be a cool name for a band, LED Zeppelin. It's the modern age version of Led Zeppelin. Knockoff K-pop band of some kind, I don't know. Chat, what's K-pop? I might go down a rabbit hole here, but like I guess like Korean pop, right? But what differentiates it specifically, musically, lyrically, whatever, thematically, tonally, from just like normal pop music? Maybe I would be able to answer this question for myself if I ever actually listened to any of it, but I can't bring myself to. Because when I think of K-pop, I think that's not for me. That's not... I don't think that 27-year-old Canadian men are in the target demographic for that sort of music or those sorts of bands. But I was also not in the target demographic for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and we all know how that turned out. So maybe you don't, and you're just being surprised now. In which case, either you're welcome, or I'm sorry for breaking your vision of me. Anyway, let's go traveling cart, exclamation point cart. Stay away from that topic. Real life pretty anime boys. I mean, I like anime girls. They're cute. They're fun. I don't think I'm the only one in that category. I think 90% of the population enjoys anime girls to some extent. Anime boys is not that far derived from that. Alright, what do we got here? I almost said a China cabinet. That's not how you pronounce that word. It's a China cabinet. Reminds me of the one time when we were playing, my friends and I forget what it was, some like word game. I don't remember what the actual name of it was, where you had to describe... You just had to describe a word. I guess it was similar to like heads up, where you describe a word that you want someone else to guess, but you can't use the word itself, obviously. And the word that I had to get people to guess was corner. But my brain, for some reason, did not process corner correctly. Like, I didn't think like the corner of a house or like the corner of a room or something. I thought of like, okay, a corner is obviously a farmer who specializes in corn. So I was trying to get, so I was like, okay, and I couldn't use like the word corn either because that's part of the word corner. So I was like, okay, so it's a person who grows sort of ovoid yellow vegetables. And then they were like guessing like farmer. It's a farmer. Obviously, it's a farmer. And I'm like, it's more specific than that. And they're like, it's a corn farmer. It's like, yeah, but what do you call a corn farmer? And they're like, no one knew, because corner is not the term for a corn farmer. Corner is just a word, and it doesn't even sound like a word anymore because I've said it so many times. Obviously, it was. And then when we finally got to the end of it, and like, oh, you guys, you're so dumb. Why couldn't guess corner? And then they looked at me and it's like, you mean like the corner of the room that we're sitting in? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go home and die now. Just gonna fall into bed and just hope that it swallows me up. Not my proudest moment. Definitely a bit of a brain fart, to say the least. Okay, now we go to the mines. We swing by Robin's for the house extensions, then we go Frozen Geoda hunting, then we go gold mining. Order of operations and all that. Thank you, Gigi, thank you. And to everyone else who's reminding me of all the stuff I meant to do today. Hello, Linus. It's been a minute. When your nephew was like 3, he got mad that he couldn't guess his word in taboo. 3-year-olds are even worse at the game than you are. I can't imagine playing a game like Taboo with a 3-year-old. That sounds insane. All right, make house renovations. So what do we do here? Do we just add all of this like we do all these things? So we just have, because this is all just extra space, right? And none of it costs anything. So remove crib. Select a crib to remove that one. Oh my god, it burst. Robin! You can't just be imploding things in my house. You're Thanos snapping my furniture out of existence. That's dangerous. Timbeeb could be in there. Careful. All right, open bedroom. Select an area for the renovation. Oh, so this gets rid of this wall. I don't know if I like that. I kind of like having the... Although it does get a little annoying, I guess, when Timbeeb's in that exact spot. This is probably for the best. I might have to do some reorganizing, but it is what it is. Alright, the more room, the better. Yeah, fair enough. Make house renovations. Add a southern room. Right about there. I can't believe that's free, but... Alright, make house renovations. Add corner room. Jeez Louise. Okay, and that's it. That's it for Robin. Thank you, thank you. Just make sure that we didn't actually spend any money on that. It's the same amount, so we're fine. In case anyone was concerned that there was some invisible expense there. And now we go to the section of the mines for frozen geodes. And just hope for the best. Why frozen geodes? Because we want to find out what type of shirt it makes, apparently. Apparently it makes a really good clothing item. And I'm very excited to find out. So let's go for 40-ish. And we'll just mine all the rocks, I guess, in order to hopefully find a frozen geode. I can't think of a better strategy, honestly, so... We need the stone regardless, and the ore doesn't hurt either. The shirt gives you a cactus fruit? If only. I will definitely turn a cactus fruit into a shirt one day. We just got a frozen geode, by the way, so I guess we're done here. Alright, we'll make that into clothing either tonight or tomorrow. I'll make sure to hold on to it time being. And then we will just invest in some gold and stone mining now. No, we'll store that just for now. I won't forget it. I definitely won't forget it. Mark my words. Let's just do this. This is not the way we were stone farming before, but I remember it's always going to stick in my brain from Easy Lily's video about like mining for gold and iron and stuff to go to like one of these multiple 20 floors and just go down one floor. And that provides ample supplies of gold, usually, or whatever ore you might be seeking. Although at this rate, we're much more stone inclined than we are gold inclined. What do people use gold for nowadays? Like in real life? Isn't it mostly for electronics and things? Like there's no one out there... I mean, there probably are people out there making like pure bars of gold. Can you imagine being like a blacksmith in this day and age? I mean, they're out there, obviously. They have YouTube channels, and they're probably pretty popular. But I feel like most gold is like involved in like gold wires and gold coating for things, because it's very conductive in some capacity. Is that true? Or am I lying to you right now? You be the judge. Gold is still used in banks? You telling me there's actual vaults full of like gold bars and gold ore and stuff in banks? Is it maybe like the best way to, like the most convenient way somehow to store the vast amounts of wealth that they have to store? But who then, like when they need the money to like actually give out to people, who do they sell the gold to? Who's buying the gold? Why is gold so valuable? I guess it's like rare and hard to get to a certain extent, but like how much do we really need it? We must need it in some large capacity that I'm just not thinking of. Like even if it's just a very small supply, like if the demand's not there, it's not going to be like a huge skyrocketing price, right? Obviously for jewelry and stuff, I guess that's a fair one, but to swim in, obviously. Found Scrooge McDuck in chat. Just swimming in those rivers of gold coins and doubloons. Gold is valuable because society says it is. I mean, to an extent, yeah. I mean, that's more like money is valuable because society says it is, and we need something to be able to exchange goods and services instead of going back to the barter system where it's like, hey, will you fix my computer for me? I'll give you 7 beaver pelts. Maybe that would have flown like a couple hundred years ago, but not anymore, unfortunately. But also a couple hundred years ago, the person would have been like, I don't know what a computer is. You mad, rambling person. Get out of my face. I'm gonna call the witch authority on you. People really took witches seriously, like pretty hard back in the day, didn't they? Obviously, there's like whole occult communities and everything in the modern world on the internet and everything. But I feel like it was such a bigger thing in like the 17th and 18th centuries or something like that. Like, obviously, like, you got Salem witch trials and all this stuff, and oh, the witch will float if you throw her in the water, and or like she's like, there's so many like weird superstitions, and like, how is that actually part of history? It sounds like you made it up. But I guess like back in those days, there was really no fast way to transmit information to a large collective of people, and so like superstitions were easier to get away with and run amok. That's the only way I can like rationalize that in my brain at the very least. I'm gonna be leaving, thanks. There's too many shadow brutes in here. No and thank you. I'll take the parsnip soup, thanks. You love Stardew Valley, but you don't know how to play? There's many different ways to play Stardew Valley. I would not recommend, or at least not for like one of your first playthroughs, doing it the way that I'm doing it. But if you really want to play in hard mode, I guess that's the way to go. Stardew Valley hard mode. I guess Stardew Valley hard mode is just like lower profit margins, right? I can't imagine having played this challenge on a lower profit margin. We did discover that that would have technically saved some money a few streams back, because seeds at Pierre's cost a little bit less when you lower the profit margin, but I can't. If you thought I was going insane from this cactus fruit grind already, imagine if I had to make like 4 times the amount of money playing on a 25% profit margin world. Not only would I be making 25% the amount of money that I make in the game, I'd probably be making 25% the amount of, have 25% the amount of viewers that I have per stream, because it'd be just that boring and long-winded. Not that I'm not already boring and long-winded, but I don't want to talk about that. I can't draw your attention to that, or else you might be like, oh man, this guy's right. I'm out of here. Sayonara, sucker. Good luck with your fake cactus fruit. I'm gonna go eat a real cactus fruit salad, like Clint. Lower profit margin seems like cheating for this challenge, TBH. I don't know if I fully agree with that sentiment. Because you have to put in a lot more time and work to get the money that you need with a lower profit margin. And it's for very little, very, very little savings. Because the amount of seeds that you actually buy from Pierre, which as far as I know is the only price of anything in the game that profit margin affects, is seeds from Pierre's. Maybe from Jojo Mart as well, I don't know. But that would save you like maybe a few 100 gold over the course of the entire challenge, and you'd have to put in so much more time, and it would be so much more annoying, and just like, it would not be fun. It would not be the uproarious party that we're having right now. He says as he breaks his 18th large rock of the day. You're entertaining enough, I'll stay all stream. I'm glad to hear it. I'm in a bit of a banter slog lately, just because obviously there's not a lot of... I'm not getting a lot of things from the game that are gonna facilitate meaningful conversations, so I have to dig deep into my own mind and my own memories in order to facilitate something. Which is why I think when I do start doing variety streams and stuff, that's gonna be such a boon. Not that I'm not having fun, quite the contrary with this. I do enjoy these Price Perfection streams. They're a nice way to just chill out and unwind, both for me and for a lot of you from the comments that I receive. But when I get into some variety stuff, we have a little more wacky shenanigans, a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more options for content and things to look at. Things to look at and talk about and think about and all that. I think it's going to be really, really fun. I hope you all join me for those when they do, when we start that train. The meme compels me not to mine this gold ore, but I have to break the sacred number. I'm sorry. We need the more trash command for today. I can do that. Decay is busy with real life stuff. I can throw one in there. Watch out, energy. We're not going to run out of energy before the day is out. It's almost midnight. We still have, like, a full third of our energy bar left. I think we're fine. Thank you for staying on your toes for that, though, because I wasn't really looking at energy, to be fair. I could have been at this third that we have now, or I could have been literally, like, at 5 energy, and I wouldn't have been able to tell you the difference. Until you told me to look at it. Come on, just get me up to 80 gold. 80 gold. Yeah, there we go. 80 gold ore. I'm happy with that. This is a little awkward. Let me out of here. Maybe get a little bit more gold ore here, and then we'll call it. All right. I'll leave that 1 gold ore rock down there just for the perfectionists out there, because I know it bothers me, so it must bother you too. All right, bring the frozen geode home. Swap this out. Then we'll just, I guess, we'll bring the coal, and then we'll just bring a bunch of other random stuff here for now. Let's go. All right. Oh, I don't have my freaking inventory's full. What the heck am I doing? We'll just sell all this stuff. That's fine. Pop that in there. Frozen geode, I will take you to bed with me, along with this snuggly little cloth, and we'll see what comes of that in the morning. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the expansions already. There's so much room here. We'll have to do some renovations. Alright, but first, to bed we go. Off to bed with ye, Chloe. Into a new season and everything tomorrow. Hell yeah. We're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Take the sashimi too. I should have left the sashimi in the chest if I didn't. But so much room for activities. All right, let's go ahead. Number 1, we're all excited. We're all hyped to learn what this could possibly create. Frozen geode. Going in here. You'll make something. We don't know yet. It's a little blue hoodie. Ooh, a hoodie. That's kind of cute. Let's see. Pop off the hat. It's kind of nice. I don't know if the light blue necessarily works with these pants or anything. It could be cozy on a winter day for sure, though. I think I approve. I approve of this. I approve of this suggestion. Thank you, Karita. We'll save that for a snowy day for sure. Just in time for summer, exactly. Yep. Hoodies are so snuggly. I love them. Has anyone ever had a Snuggie? One of those things that they sold on infomercials. It's like a blanket that just has sleeves. It's a very simple concept, but it looked very comfortable as well. I never had one of those, but I kind of wish I did. One of the few infomercial products that I was looked at and was like, I could do with one of those. All right, let's sort out some furniture here. Where do I want these palm trees? This is a weird setup we got going on up here too. Let's just do this is gonna be our miscellaneous room for right now. Not gonna worry about it. I can go ahead and I don't want these just sitting in the middle of my floor like this. That's kind of weird. We'll just we'll tuck them up against the wall here, I guess. Is the best play, maybe? Gonna need to get rid of some of these crystalariums here in front of the staircase. Obviously, it's gonna throw off our crystalarium rhythm a little bit, but sacrifices need to be made for the greater good. Then we'll go ahead and pop these here. Just like that. It was meant to be. Perfect symmetry. Okay, and then we go ahead and do this. Okay. And we got plenty of room for more crystalariums and junk down there. Looking forward to it. For now, though, I think that's fine. Just fine and dandy. Made a little treat this morning at the saloon. That's so nice. A little vegetable medley. Just in case I was vegetarian. Although I guess well, no, not every dish in Stardew Valley is vegetarian. You got these fish dishes. They're at least pescatarian, I guess. Is there a meat dish in Stardew Valley? I don't think there would be, right? Because you can't get like meat from animals or anything. Even like the survival burger is an eggplant patty or something, which sounds quite revolting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of eggplant, but maybe I just haven't tried it enough, or haven't tried it in the right capacity. Okay, let's get smelting here. Little smelter demon. And away with all this stuff. I will grab my scythe and my axe, just so I can clear things as I see them. There's spaghetti. Yeah, but it's not spaghetti and meatballs, that's just spaghetti, so that's chill. Snuggies are called badamantas in Spanish. That's awesome. That makes me think of like Batman. A Batman badamanta. That sounds pretty wild. There's definitely a market for that. Good day to you, Humtuguf. He always looks like he wants like a firm handshake, but he's missing his hand here. So he never quite reaches the mark, unfortunately. And he's always just so flummoxed by it. You can see it in his eyes. Welcome, Matt Plays Games. Bug steak? Bug meat? Okay, but like, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Because we all know... I mean, I guess, you know what? I guess it has to count. Even though, like, that's obviously not the traditional sort of meat that you think of. But if you ask the vegetarian, would you eat chocolate-covered ants or something? Because I know that's a treat in some parts of the world. They would probably say no, right? They're like, no, that's an animal. I'm not going to eat that. Some of them might be like, okay, well, insects are not really the same, like animals in the same way that cows and stuff are. But they are living beings, so, I mean, it's up to an individual's interpretation, I guess. Or like grasshoppers or something. I know there's plenty of cultures out there that do eat bugs, so it's not like there's no precedent for it, for sure. I just don't know if that factors into a vegetarian's diet. There's any vegetarians in chat? Let me know if you've eaten bugs or would be open to eating bugs, I guess. Ah, we messed up down here. Do you see all these dead plants? These poor dead cauliflowers? Oh, well, it's not like we needed the cauliflowers for anything. They were just a byproduct of growing mixed seeds. No big deal. Alright, so we can just sell this ancient fruit wine because we already have the stuff we need to fill our casks next time. Yep. Bugs are good. I would be open to eating bugs for sure, but I don't know. It would depend on how they are prepared, I guess, and what types of bugs they are. I always hear from people that have eaten bugs, whether that's like videos I've seen of people eating bugs, or people that have eaten bugs that I've like talked to. They're always like they're either really crunchy, or they're like a gusher, which grosses me out just to think about that. Like what's gushing at that point? Or they're both. They're like crunchy, and then you hit like a little juicy part, and it does send a little bit of a shiver down my spine, but it's also one of those things that's like, it's not so much of a shiver that I would discount the chance to try something like that. If the taste is there, then honestly, it might be my new favorite snack. Big fan of bug snacks. Isn't that a PS5 launch game? Made homemade chocolate-covered grasshoppers. Did you literally like go out into the fields and catch grasshoppers and then coat them in chocolate? Because honestly, that's kind of the dream. That's living off the land to the nth degree. Kudos for that. Grab us some more ancient fruit, because I know this won't be enough to fill all these casks out. You're making me think of the Lion King, slimy yet satisfying. Is it just me, or were the bugs in the Lion King looking kind of tasty, though? Like, those things looked like gummy worms, basically. Like, they had the colors all about them, which probably means they were, like, super poisonous, but also, like, very, very tempting to my silly child brain. My mom always tells me that The Lion King was my favorite movie as a kid, and you know what? I think I had really good taste as a kid, because The Lion King stands up to this day. Holds up, I guess, would be the phrase. Timbeeb. Look how far out he is from the farm. That's so rare. The rare Timbeeb spotted on the western edge of the farm. Little mango sticky rice for our troubles as well. Grandpa's Shrine has seen better days also, but we'll deal with that eventually, I'm sure. Alright, off we go. A little trash collection today. And then we'll do some deforestation. What else do I have to smelt here? I guess we go iridium again. Yeah, my mom would always say that she would, like, if I was really, like, upset and crying a whole lot or something, she would just plop me down in front of the TV, turn on The Lion King, and I'd shut up for the next however long the runtime of that movie is. If you can find a movie like that for your child, I think that's probably hashtag parent goals. If you can just, like, forget about your kid for a minute and just, like, let them chill out and while you work on filing your taxes or something. Whatever adults do. That's honestly high goals. I never saw the, like, live action Lion King, though. I worry that it would sully the experience for me to some extent. Are we really gonna get away with searching all these garbage cans in the frickin' middle of the day at like 4 p.m. when we come through at like 9 a.m. there's so many people seeing us? I guess it kind of makes sense because people are like on their way to work and stuff. I should start reading some books instead of magazines. I mean, you can learn things from magazines too. I only ever look at the pictures. You can learn things from looking at pictures. Never let anyone tell you different, Haley. Pictures are underrated. I apparently broke Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs as a kid. Couldn't tell you literally anything about the movie, though. That's the thing, yeah. As a kid, you just watch it because it's like, ooh, pretty colors. For me, that movie was Aladdin. Disney had it made, dude. They knew what they were doing. Alright. I am gonna go clean up Grandpa's shrine, because I didn't realize that there were that many trees out there. So while it's on my mind, I might as well just take care of it here. No one's expecting you at 4 p.m. Yeah, they think I'm busy sleeping or something. They're like, "Where's Chloe at?" Oh, she's probably asleep. It's past noon. She usually sleeps the day away. Yeah, who knows? For all we know, like, Haley could have come by our house so many different times to ask us to go hang out somewhere or something, and we're just asleep when she gets here. And she's like, "Oh, well, maybe tomorrow." But then we've been in our sleep cycle for so long. The cactus fruit is even impeding our relationship with Haley. More trash command. I'll get you in a second. No worries, no worries. Take care of Grandpa's shrine unless he comes back as a tree monster. Maybe this is the good mojo we need in order to activate our cactus fruit luck. Paying respect to our elders. I wonder how many cactus fruits Grandpa grew. Couldn't he save even one of those in his will for us? Although I guess the community center calls for cactus fruit, not like fossilized cactus fruit. So we probably wouldn't have been in much better place anyway. You watched Dumbo so many times as a kid that the VHS broke. Dumbo, absolutely goated movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it sticks in my memory. It's another one of those that was in the echelon of The Lion King for me. I just remember loving those big, stupid ears as a kid. Still to this day, those ears are too big. He's hearing more than Dolores Madrigal, but he made the best of them. He made the best of a bad situation. And honestly, we could all stand to learn a little bit about that. Alright. A little more trash. There we go. And let's get to chopping down south. Keep on cleaning up our pine forest. Slowly but surely getting there. We also have some extra debris, thanks to the start of the season. Where does it come from? Nobody knows. Not even Concerned Ape knows. He just knows he needs a reason to give us busy work at the start of a season. Until we've proven that we have immense skill in the game by getting 10 million gold and buying a big clock. Why a clock, do you think? What's the rationale behind making the golden clock a clock? It could have been like a golden Junimo, or like a golden statue of your spouse, or something, I don't know. Golden Haley. Why a golden clock? It is cool. I like that it actually like shows the in-game time. Not that you really ever need it, because you got a clock at the top right of your screen at all times. The golden clock freezes time so that things can't change. I guess that makes sense, because it stops the decay of your fences, and it stops like things from spreading, like debris from spreading and stuff. That makes sense, I guess, in that capacity, that it's referring to time. But what about a golden hourglass? That would be kind of cool. Argon finally watched Encanto. I did. Great movie. Y'all were recommending it for a reason. One that I haven't seen too much recommendations for yet is the new Pixar Disney movie, Turning Red. Anyone in chat watch that one yet? And if so, what's the consensus? I feel like I would have heard more about it if it was a blockbuster hit. Which makes me feel like it's probably still one that I would watch and enjoy, but probably not one that would stick in my mind as much as Encanto has. It sucked. It's very cute and relatable. It's good. Sounds about average. Sounds about what I would expect for, or what I was anticipating based on what I've sort of seen, the scuttlebutt around it. It was good, but probably won't watch it again. That's fair. But if you watch it with your daughter, you gotta be careful, because it might become your daughter's new favorite movie, and then you have to watch it 700 times. All depends on how colorful it is, and also how old your daughter is, I guess, but... like, you can say you're watching it with your daughter, but your daughter might be, like, 14 years old or something, in which case you probably don't have to worry too much about that. Your cousin made you watch it 5 times. I love cousins, eh? I never had much of a relationship with my cousins or my extended family. I've met a few of my aunts and uncles, and I could tell you their names. I'm not going to, but I could. But I can't really tell you too much more about them than that. Part of me does wish that I had a better relationship or a stronger relationship or knew more about them. But also, I feel like I don't need that many more relationships in my life to be happy. I'm pretty happy with just the ones that I have, my family and friends. Close-knit members of my family, and then a few close friends. Even the friends, some days I can take and leave. Even the family, some days I could take it or leave it. You know how it is, but at the end of the day, I love them all. Alright, good to go, I think? Good to go. $230,000? I forgot that it was an ancient fruit wine day. You'll love to see it. You watched The Lion King about 500 times as a kid? I don't know how many times I ended up watching it. It was a VHS. It was back in those days, so... for anyone who knows what those even are. What does VHS stand for? Does anyone know off the top of their head? Can you tell me without Googling it? I won't know if you've Googled it, so, I mean... do what you gotta do, I guess, but... pretend like it's a Jeopardy question, I guess? The acronym VHS stands for this particular phrase. 5 million gold? We have passed $5 million. Yeah, I mean, that's it, of on-hand gold. We passed the total earning a little while back, so but that is a huge accomplishment for sure. Video home system, video home service. That sounds right. That sounds believable. Whether it's accurate or not, I can't say, but it sounds accurate to what they are, I guess. And that's good enough for me. Did anyone ever... this is going to be a very niche question, and some of you probably won't even know what the heck I'm talking about here. Does anyone remember the Nintendo Satellaview? I never interfaced with it personally. I didn't learn about it until much later. But apparently it was like a Nintendo service of some kind where they would transmit games to you via satellite. It was kind of like... the gist I get from it is that it was like Steam before Steam was a thing, but only for specific Nintendo games. And there were apparently games on that system that only existed on that system and have been lost to time ever since, except maybe on some emulators somewhere or something. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Or better yet, has anyone experienced it? I would love to like talk to you and know. Heard of it by name, no idea what it was. I've heard it is exclusive to the Famicom. So was it Japan only then? Back in those days, it might have been. I would believe that because like back when Nintendo was first getting big in that regard, there was obviously a big division between North American and Japanese releases because it wasn't as international of a market at the time. Only in Japan. Hey, you never know. Someone here might have grown up in Japan and moved here and and be like, oh yeah, I'm watching you on my Satellaview right now. Could you imagine? What was the name of the system again? I think it was the Nintendo Satellavision or Satellaview. It was, if you search Nintendo Satellite, you'll probably figure it out. I might be getting the name wrong, but GG on getting the trash hat. You must be new around here, WG Clips. We have 4 trash hats, maybe 5. I don't remember. But thank you nevertheless. It is rare for the average person. For us, it's just another day at the office. Alright, off we go. Satellaview. That's the one that sticks in my head, but I also feel like maybe I'm thinking of ColecoVision. That's a different console, I'm pretty sure. And I'm conflating those in my head. Like, I'm thinking like Satellavision. I don't know. Only came for one stream about 2-3 weeks ago. Well, I'm glad to have you back. At least for another portion of this stream. Did Vincent just say he wants to marry Miss Penny when he grows up? Guys, I had no idea. Oh my gosh, that's the cutest. There was a popular video about it a while back. I do remember seeing that video, if it's the one I'm thinking of. It was recommended to me at some point about the Satellaview. But I knew about it before that happened, which made me feel kind of smart and in the loop, you know? An add-on for the Famicom. Wild stuff. I'd love to like go see if I can find one of those games to play at some point, just to see what the experience was like. I'm sure they're just like any other games from back in that era. Fairly middling to really bad to really good. You know, covering a whole broad range, but it would be interesting to see regardless. Marry Penny to steal Vincent's girl. If Penny will accept a sandfish as opposed to a mermaid's pendant for a marriage proposal, we can start talking. Alright. Let's go ahead and do quick little charcoal kilnage. And we'll head back to the mines for some more resource gathering. Oh, chat, talking about this Satellaview and stuff, it actually reminded me of something I wanted to mention to you guys, because the last time I brought up some piece of lost media from my childhood, you guys hit it out of the park. You nailed it. You found the TV show called Something Else that I watched and only had a vague memory of. This one's going to be a lot harder that I'm about to describe to you, but I need your help. It's going to be a lot harder because I have very little information to go off of. It was a game that I played. Let me get my ducks in a row here before I start talking about this. Do I need anything before I go? No, I think we just go and start mining. It was a game I played on a PC at a friend's house back in, I want to say, that would have been like maybe first grade or something like that. So that would have been around the year 2000, maybe 1999. Sometime in that range. It was a PC game where you played as I think it was like a little purple bat. It was a bat. I'm fairly positive that it was a bat. I don't remember. Purple stands out as the color in my head, but again, the mind of a child things are easily misunderstood in the mind of a child. And it was almost Flappy Bird-esque, I think, where you would just be trying to navigate through a cave without crashing into the stalactites and stalagmites. And I remember having a really hard time of it and playing it for, like, basically anytime I went to my friend's house and just navigating this cavern. I think it was... It's hard to describe much more than that. We did beat it eventually. I don't think there were that many levels to it. Maybe, I want to say like 5 levels or something. It was a small game. But it lasted a very long time because as children we were bad at games. The art style for it was similar to those games. What are they? I forget the company name, but you'll know what I'm talking about, because it's like Pajama Sam, Putt Putt, those types of games. It was similar in art style to those games, but it wasn't one of those games. It wasn't, I would have known if it was one of those games, because they have a very distinctive sort of play style to them. It wasn't one of those. It was just like an action game, where you just play as this little bird, as a little bat, sorry. And you're just navigating the caves, and it was very, I always go back to purple as the main color scheme for that. I don't know if it was just for the character, or if it was for the game in general, but Zoom Beanies? Edutainment? It wasn't an edutainment game. It was not designed to be educational in any capacity that I remember anyway. So if it was designed to be educational, it failed miserably. It was just designed, it was a very simple game, but I would love to know what it is, because that's my first game that I remember ever playing. That's why it's like kind of meaningful to me, is that before I played anything on a Nintendo or any other console of any kind, even on PC, that was the first one that introduced me to gaming as a whole. And the fact that I can remember it so vividly, but could not tell you the name or anything else about it, it's always bothered me. 3D or 2D? It was 2D. It was two-dimensional for sure. Yeah, it wasn't even, I'm fairly certain it wasn't even like 2.5D, where it was like little 3D models in a 2D plane. It was actually just straight 2D. I told you this one was going to be harder. Was it Fortnite? It was not Fortnite. It's not Elden Ring. I'm telling you. Get your meme answers out of the way, because this is a serious conversation for serious gamers only. The fact that I don't have any kind of name to go off whatsoever is going to make it a bit of a harder one. Fin on Tio to the Magic Planet, but that's more bluish. Hold on. I mean, I know this is, I don't recognize the name. Let me see. But I know this is kind of breaking the flow of the stream, but I really want to find this game. Fin on Tio, Magic Planet. This is not it. This is, no. I don't think this is it. That one looks like almost more 3D though. Like there's like just the images I'm seeing here, it's almost like got that 3D, 2D style. Not quite that. Good try though. Your son is typing, you're waiting. Was it online or was it CD-ROM? It was a CD-ROM for sure. It was not an online experience. I'm so happy to have chat at my whims to help with this. We're crowdsourcing this game. Trying to figure out if anyone knows, or if it was just something I made up in a weird in a weird dream or something. Probably one of the 2000 shareware games. It could have very well been. It could have been something that you got out of a cereal box, for all I know. It might be extremely obscure. Don't think online games existed in the 2000s? I'm sure they did, but not in any very accessible capacity. Or I said 2000s, but you said specifically the year 2000. Because in the 2000s, they obviously existed, but year 2000 is very different. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might be still one that, until I have a larger audience to ask, might still be lost to the annals of time. But feel free to research and give me your candidates that you might find. Share them on Discord or whatever, !Discord, whenever you find something. Sure, it's not just a fever dream. I'm fairly confident that it's not. I have such a vivid memory of it. But, like I said, children's imaginations can go wild, but I don't think they could go that wild. Like, the fact that not only do I remember the game, but I remember sitting at the chair in the... It wasn't even, like, in the corner of a room. It was, like, on the wall of, like, next to a hallway connecting two rooms. I remember thinking that it was a weird spot for a computer, and then we sat together, and my friend and I would swap off playing the game. Like, if it was just the game and the visuals that I was remembering, I would be able to chalk it up as just... Maybe I misinterpreted something, or something like that. Maybe it's something my brain made up in a sleep-addled state. But I remember the experience. I remember so much about it, so many, like, just sensory memories that I feel it can't be just a fabrication of my mind. Did you ever play Chex Quest? I did not. I did play, I played some games that were on, like, dairyqueen.ca or something, because I remember back in the day, it was a while after this game that I'm talking about, but we would go to Dairy Queen sometimes, and they were advertising, like, some games that you could play on their website, and I remember going to them and having a blast. There was, like, some weird marble game or something where you'd roll some kind of chocolate ball down a ramp, and it was kind of like a Marble Madness style thing, and you'd roll it into some Blizzard treats, some tasty eats. It was a good time. Probably very low effort games, but as a kid, I didn't care. It was very colorful and pretty simple to grasp, so. Weird how we can have such vivid memories and remember nothing about them. It's so true. It's amazing how the brain works in that way. You remember a Flappy Bird-esque game with graphics similar to Terraria. It was not similar to Terraria, the one that I'm thinking. It was distinctly... I almost, like... The problem here, okay, is that I think part of my memory has now been muddled by the fact that Yooka-Laylee is a game that exists. Because I think the bat in Yooka-Laylee, I don't know which... I never played Yooka-Laylee, so I don't know if that one's Yuka or Laylee. I think that was a similar character design to the thing that I'm thinking of. But now I can't think of the actual character that I'm thinking of because that bat is much more prominent in my mental space. So it makes it even harder for me to really know. Check Batty Cave. I think it got turned into a mobile game. Batty Cave. I mean, it sounds promising just by the name alone. Let's see. What are you doing right now in game? I will let you know as I'm searching up Batty Cave. We are currently searching for resources to make more crystalariums, namely stone and gold. Batty Cave. Fun for ages 4 and up. Fly through the cave and avoid stalactites and stalagmites and Batty's predators. It sounds very promising. I need to see some gameplay footage. Let me see. Gameplay from February 9th, 2021. Hold on a second. I would bring this up on stream if I had the capacity to right now, but... This is not it. This is not it. It seems so... On paper, it seems almost, like, identical. But the graphics are not it. I do not recognize that in any capacity. But that is the type of game we're looking for, I'm pretty sure. It was close. It was close. Go look up Batty Cave and you'll find it for yourself. I need to set up my stream so I can like show that sort of thing better. Although I also don't know. I think YouTube has a pretty strict policy on showing other YouTube videos on your stream, so I'd have to be careful with that. Yeah, the Batty Cave is the one that I'm thinking of is more high fidelity graphics than what Batty Cave was. Batty Cave was very minimalistic from what I could see. The one I'm thinking of has a little more texture, a little more personality to it. Like I said, think those like putt-putt style, Pajama Sam style games. Z got claimed with the horse stream. Yeah, you got to be real careful on YouTube when you're watching other people's YouTube videos. You have to get like express permission, I'm pretty sure, or they have to be your own videos. Much less lenient than on Twitch, I'm pretty sure. You're just getting a bunch of pictures of bats in caves. That's where I was at too, because I've looked this up in the past, obviously, to try and find it myself, and I just kept getting bubkus, which makes me. It leads me to believe that it's either something I'm making up or something I've misinterpreted, or it's one of those like shovelware freebie games that you did get out of a cereal box. Because in that case, like records of those games are, unless they are very notable ones, they're very few and far between in my experience. Son came up empty on the bats. I appreciate the effort, though. Thank him for me. Look up Batty Cave Original. I might in a second here, but I don't want to spend too much of the stream looking it up, especially when you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but... The nostalgia is real today. It is a nostalgia-filled stream, undoubtedly. Alright, let me see. Batty Cave Original. Batty Cave Original. I'm still only getting the modern version. Let me go images here. Images. Just a bunch of pictures of real bats and real caves. I mean, I'm not saying... There's a chance that it might be this Batty Cave, but I don't know. It doesn't seem familiar enough to me to warrant further inspection at the moment. What were the levels like? I remember them being... Like I said, there's the strong motif of purple, which makes me, like, looking at Batty Cave, there's obviously that, so... But there were also a lot of, like, sparkly elements to it, and I remember the stalactites and stalagmites being so, like, well-defined for being 2D. Maybe there was some element of 3D-ness to it. I don't think it was very pronounced. It was kind of maybe like Donkey Kong Country-esque, but not quite the same level. I know I'm giving you very little to go off of, and probably some mixed messages for sure. But this is, you have to remember how long ago this was, and I was very small, tot. Can you explain it in more depth? I literally can't. This is all I got to go off of, I'm sorry. This is why it's been lost to time for so long. It's just something I cannot fathom any more details about. And the details that I have, I don't even know with 100% certainty that they're the right details. Did anyone else play Captain Crunch's Crunching Adventure? I did not, unfortunately. That sounds like pretty fun, though. Not gonna lie. Anyone else play that? This one's probably gonna be easier to find out. I don't know the name of it, but it was a Bionicles game from back in the day. It was probably early 2000s to mid 2000s, in that range. Where you could play, and I just remember, like, it was 3D, I'm pretty sure, and you would navigate from island to island or something. I didn't play it very long, but I do have a distinct memory of it being very cool. I wasn't really that into Bionicles as a kid, but I was not into them either. Yes, on the PS3. It was not a PS3 game. This one was a PC game as well. It was an old Bionicles game. Pretty sure. What was the name of the game that came in a cereal box where he just plays a fish? I don't think this one came in a cereal box, but the one I could think of where he plays a fish, you got Insane Aquarium. Or at least you take care of fish in that game. That one was a fun one. I played that at my grandma's house all the time. It's a very grandma's house type of game. I feel like that's a common experience where you go to your grandma or grandparents' house and just, like, and they'd have these, like, weird games that you'd play sometimes on PC, but they were weird, but they were also kind of based, like, really fun. Like, for me, those games were Insane Aquarium and Bookworm Deluxe. Good times, man. Freddy the Fish. Never played Freddy the Fish, but I do know of it. Alright. Go ahead and let's leave the sashimi. No, we'll keep the sashimi because I have been using that for chopping wood sometimes as well. Bring back the geodes, bring back the coal. Everything else is kind of take it or leave it, so we'll take some of it and leave some of it. You played that game at your grandma's house? I told you, yeah, there's just something about it. Grandmas just have some games, at least they did. Some like specific types of games that are just for grandmas. Argon, don't die. We got it. We got it covered. Don't you worry. Keep one of those. Go ahead and pop these in here. I think we could actually still stand to get some pretty decent stuff out of magma geodes, so fingers crossed on those. And off to bed we go. You were thinking of Bionicle on PS2? No worries. I don't know how many Bionicle games there could possibly be. Maybe it's just the same game that got ported. Yeah, and Sanitarium was a great time. That would be one I could be compelled to play on stream at some point, just for like a little one-off segment. It's just like so compelling in a weird way. You just like feed your fish and click the little things, and you'll like get more coins, unlock new fish. The cycle continues. That game was released nowadays. It would definitely be a mobile game with some crazy microtransactions. You can almost guarantee it, because that wasn't the model back in the day. It just didn't happen. It was just its own thing. And it was kind of awesome. Your children were deprived, no computer games at your mom's house? Probably for the best in some capacities, but it's just a different type of upbringing. When I do eventually have kids, I'll probably limit their exposure to video games, at least when they're at a very young age. I don't necessarily know what I'll limit it to. I don't want to start them off on the newest gen stuff, probably. I think I'd rather start them off on some simpler to grasp things. I don't feel like for a developing young mind like that, I feel like mobile games and like the most cutting edge stuff are probably, you want to stay away from those for a good few years at least, just in my estimation. I'd probably be one of those dads that gets my kids started as like, all right, you can only play GameCube games until you're 15 years old. That might be a little excessive, 15, but GameCube's kind of lit, so. Anyone else remember playing an early Monopoly game on PC, like early 2000? I feel like that game disappeared. Audrey, I think I do remember that game, actually. I definitely played a digital version of Monopoly around that time. I distinctly remember being wowed and my sister and I fighting over who got to play as the thimble. Because everyone always wants to play as the thimble in Monopoly. If you're saying that you prefer something other than the thimble, the only other acceptable answer is the dog, because dogs are awesome. You could possibly make an argument for the car, but beyond that, you're grasping at straws for the other ones. But Thimble is definitely, like, I'm gonna do one day, I'm gonna do a Monopoly piece tier list, and Thimble is gonna be in a class of its own. It's gonna be triple S tier. You just can't, like, Thimble. It's just the what other game do you get to play as a Thimble? If there's another game where you get to play as a thimble, they stole it from Monopoly because they're trying to cash in on that nostalgia. Monopoly did it first and did it best, as far as I'm concerned. The top hat is obviously the best. I forgot about the top hat, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it can dethrone. I don't think it would make top 3 for me still, though. I think it's still maybe top 5, but that's about the best I'm gonna give it. What about the shoe? Shoe is F tier, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like the shoe. Who wants to play as an old boot? Not me. Extra stinky. The thimble is just like, it's an object that you don't interact with in any other capacity unless you're like a seamstress or something. So the thimble is just so unique. It's so distinctly Monopoly. It's an it's as much part of the identity of Monopoly, for me, as the Monopoly man. You're with me on the shoe take? I appreciate it. Rip shoe? Rip shoe and shoe lovers. I'm sure there's a corner of the internet for you. Go to some Angel Fire forum, and there's probably some old Monopoly shoe stands out there. But don't take that take to the Monopoly subreddit. You'll get laughed out of the website. You can put the hat on your finger though. That's true. You could, but the thimble you could also put on your finger, and I feel like it's a better fit. It's almost like it's almost got that weird Chinese finger trap energy to it. Whereas the hat, it's like cool. It's like, oh, you got the little hat on your finger, and that's kind of cute and fun for a second, but then it kind of gets old pretty quick. The thimble has a textile feeling to it, an actual physical property that makes you want to do it, instead of just like the little one-off gag of being a finger with a top hat on it. You can maybe run the gag a little longer if you had a Sharpie on hand. You could put a little smiley face emoji on your fingerprint. I can see that. But beyond that, it's not let's just say it's not making it into my next stand-up routine. Exclamation point more trash, by the way, if we got Decay still in here somewhere. Or any of the other mods, for that matter. But cargo vroom. I was in the prime demographic for the car. I was a young boy who had Matchbox cars, like Hot Wheels cars and things. I still went thimble. The thimble is the... Trying to think of a word that rhymes with thimble. Turns out there isn't one in the entire English language. What about cat? I don't know if we had a cat as part of our Monopoly set. That might be Monopoly 2nd edition. What a brilliant idea, putting a thimble on your finger. Alright, let me quickly do the more trash command. I got it covered here. Nimble, symbol. Yeah, you guys are just telling me words that don't rhyme with thimble, obviously. I know there's no words in the English language that rhyme with thimble. I'm glad we can start listing them all we want. You've listed nimble, you've listed symbol. I can go pimple, dimple, symbol. Nothing rhymes with it. It's kind of amazing. At least like orange, you got door hinge, right? What does the more trash command do? It adds 8 to the number of trash cans that we've searched in the cactus fruit command. Exclamation point cactus fruit to see how many trash cans we've searched total. Timby rhymes with thimble. It's about the closest one we've got so far, but it's still a little far from it. It's a bit of a slant rhyme, I guess. Back in the day, I didn't have to, I should say, but I chose to write a very long-form poem. This was actually part of when I was in my fanfic phase. I was in a very long competition where basically it was called the OC Slam Jam, or Original Character Slam Jam, where everyone who participated, which there were like 64 participants or something, it was a tournament bracket style thing. You would create a character for the franchise that I was writing in. Just like make a brand new character, give some details about it, and then you would take on sort of the guise of that character. So no one would know that you're the author behind it, so that like the votes don't get swayed in the competition, because some authors are more popular than others. So it would just come down to writing skill. But the conceit of the tournament was that you would get your OC would get paired up with another author's OC, and you'd have to write a character starring those two OCs, and so would the other author. And then those stories would go head to head with each other. and the rest of the tournament goers and people who are just commenting on the thing would get to vote and on which story they liked the best and proceed from there. And one of those stories that I wrote for that ended up being like a very long-form poem. It's actually the one that I got out on the competition on, but I was trying to flex my writing skills. I still ended up winning 3rd place in that entire competition out of like 64 people, which was pretty awesome for me, honestly. I was pretty hyped about that. I think it spoke pretty well to my writing skills at the time. I would definitely enter some kind of writing competition like that again, though. It was a really unique concept, and I think it had a lot of potential. Fanfic phase, implying that it's something you can grow out of. Fanfic is life. There will always be a fanfic author within me, for sure. I don't know if I'm ever going to actively write fanfiction again at any point, but the scaffolding is there for sure. The other big part I remember about that competition was in the quarterfinals round that I was going into. I was up against another very talented author, and the votes were actually, it was a dead tie, and so we had to have a tiebreaker vote, but the tiebreaker vote wouldn't get cast for like 3 or 4 days, and I just remember being so induced with anxiety during those 3 or 4 days. It was misery waiting for that tie to be broken, because like when you're in it, obviously like from an outside perspective, it's just like a little fanfic competition. Who really cares? There was some like prizes, some just like little cash prizes, nothing crazy, I'm pretty sure, but it was more about the love of the game, the love of the art. And it was my life at that time, because that competition went on for a few months, because each round you have like a week to, or well, I think it was actually 2 weeks to write your story, which had to be generally between like 3,000 and 5,000 words. So you'd have to take that time to write it all out, or plan it, write it, edit it, and all that stuff. It gets hard. It gets hard when you're crunched like that to come up with a good idea and execute that idea and edit it on your own, because you don't want to ask anyone else for help editing, because then they might let out like who you are in the competition, and that could just jeopardize your standing entirely. So you're kind of on your own for that stuff. It was a fun test of my writing mettle. It's not a competition that I would actively do all the time for sure, but every now and again that'd be a lot of fun, honestly. You enjoy writing and you're alright at it, but you can't make long form stuff? I'm with you, Laura. The longest story that I've ever written to... Oh my god! Was that 11 hardwood from a single tree? What are the odds on that one? Get Blade in here. Yeah, the longest story I ever wrote to completion, I think was... I want to say maybe 18,000 words. I have written longer stuff, but I never finished it, which is always just kind of a sore pill to swallow. Or a bitter pill to swallow, I guess would be the correct terminology there. But sometimes, like, you just peter out, you run out of ideas, or lose passion for it and decide, oh, maybe I'll come back to it later, and you might come back to it never, but at least you had the experience of writing it out. I think the longest thing I've written that I've like, period, that didn't get finished was maybe 45,000 words, something like that. Check the Discord. Was that similar to the game? Keese, I will check the Discord after the stream, for sure. I'll let you know there. What channel was it posted in? Just a stream discussion or something, probably? I would assume. Thank you for looking into it, though. All suggestions for the Lost Media Bat Cave game are welcome. You wrote fiction for a long time, but gave up because you always got bogged down in research. I was also bad for that. I would do so much research because I wanted to make sure I got every little detail right, and that I was not not getting anything wrong, obviously, just being as accurate as possible while still writing a compelling story. And it's really, really easy to just get stuck in that research phase forever because you want to be super accurate and you don't always have the motivation to write or the ideas to write. So you're like, I'll just learn a little bit more because it still feels like you're doing work when you're actually putting off the real work that needs to be done. It's easy to convince yourself of, like, oh, all this research will pay off and I'll have a good basis to start writing from. But if you never actually start writing, then all that research time is just wasted. Probably knock out these last few trees if we're real quick about it here. Or at least almost all these last few trees. If I wrote up a 500-page Krobus x Chloe fanfic, would you read it? Probably not. That's too long for my tastes right now. It's too long for my interest to be held when I've got so many other things on my plate. But you know what? I can't stop you. If you want to hop on AO3, write one of those up, then go for it. Go for it, my friend. I will say I would be more inclined to read it if it was a Chloe x Haley fanfic, as opposed to Chloe x Krobus. Not that I have anything too much against Krobus, obviously. He is our end goal for the challenge, but come on. It's Haley. Longest thing I've ever written was a 2-page research paper. I think that's the norm, honestly. Most people who don't actively want to be writers won't write anything longer than that in their lives. Longest thing that anyone would probably write would be some kind of graduation thesis of some kind. Someone was... We were supposed to do a 30-page letter to self and print... What? 30 pages? Yeah, that's way too much for just your average school assignment. For, like, a non-writing class, like a non-specialty writing class, that is way, way too much. Hard agree on that. Shoutouts to all the writers in chat, though. There's a lot of you coming out of the woodwork here. We're all of a similar mindset. I guess great minds are drawn to the similar things, writerly minds. Sorry, I was taking a drink there. Thank you all for tuning into the stream today, by the way. I feel like I should just say that every now and again, because I obviously know that this is not the most enthralling content to watch. Your time could be better spent potentially watching some action-packed thriller movie or some comedy or some other streamer. I'm glad you decided to hang out in my little corner of the internet for a little while, so... You know what? Let's get some... Let's get some clap emojis and heart emojis, whatever you prefer, for yourselves, for the chatters, the lurkers, the VOD watchers, all of you. Hats off to you for keeping this whole show going. Obviously, I play a decent part in that too, I guess, because the show can't go on without me hitting the go live button, but I wouldn't hit the go live button if it weren't for all of you, so... Cheers to the community. This one's for you. Am I just saying that to put some good karma out in the universe so that the cactus fruit shows up today? Good question. Moving on. Yeah, pat yourselves on the back, chat. You've earned it. You've earned this one. PBS Argon. I could probably make a decent PBS kids show host, I would think. I don't think it's something I'd be super passionate about doing, but I feel like I could I feel like I have the potential within me with some education and some training to be able to teach children pretty effectively. I think I understand their minds and their perspectives decently well enough on my own that if I went to school for something like that, then I could probably excel for sure. Although I've always been told that I could excel at basically any field that I wanted to, and I think that's true to a certain degree, because I am like pretty smart and I'm pretty adaptable. But anyone who tells you that, they want the best for you. Let me get that out of the way. Anyone who says like, "Oh, you can do anything you set your mind to," that's like pretty good advice, okay? I feel like I might have gone off on this tangent before, but it bears repeating. Did we get lag? I see some people talking about lag, but I think it's fine. I think we're good. What was I saying? Yeah, anyone who says, like, if someone tells you you can do anything you set your mind to, that's great. That's, like, good. They're trying to motivate you. They're trying to tell you that you're very talented, very skilled, very focused, very driven, and you probably can do anything you set your mind to. That said, that can be so overwhelming and so unhelpful. Such unhelpful advice. It's not actionable enough for me. That was the experience I had as like a gifted kid growing up. I was always told, you can do anything, you can do anything, you can do anything. What do I do with that? What am I supposed to do? Because I've always grown up with the tendency that I want to do something that's going to help the most people or make the most people happy or something like that. And I can't help everybody. I can't do everything that I ever want to do. There's just not enough time or energy in the world for that. How do you make that decision when you have the whole ocean at your doorstep? Which direction do you swim? In the end, you might swim in too many directions and drown at the end of it. So just bear that in mind. That I think even if you're being told you can do anything, find something you really, really like doing and focus on that. Even if it's not, it might not be the most respected. It might not be testing your skills to the highest potential that they could be. But as long as you're having fun with it and doing what you feel is right for your own life, that's what counts at the end of the day. Life is too short to spend on things that you're not happy doing, or to fret too much that you're not doing the right thing, quote unquote. There's your little piece of Argon wisdom for the day. Anyway, back to the mines with us. Nose to the grindstone, baby. Got mechanical engineering and computer science. Dude, when we took a career aptitude test in middle school, my results were like 2 pages long because I eat ramen all day and never leave my house for fun. Oh, jeez. I don't think I ever took a career aptitude test. We took, at the end of middle school, we took a test to determine whether we were going to be put in, like, the gifted program. And I was, which never really amounted to much of anything, from what I remember. But it was a thing that happened. Part of that, they did tell me what my IQ was, but I never really put that much stake in IQ, so it's neither here nor there. I've had my IQ tested on multiple occasions, and it's usually in the high range. But I still don't think that there's... I don't know the full science behind what goes into IQ tests and all that stuff, but I've never really put that much stake. It's just a number. It doesn't tell me enough at the end of the day. All right, there's a lot of stone to be mined here, so... But there's also a lot of monsters, so let me clear this stuff out. Get out the riffraff here. This guy is giving me a run for my money, I'll tell you that much. There we go. Go to college for something you enjoy, there's a pretty good chance you'll never use the degree. Very much so. Very much, very good truth. Yeah, I don't remember anything happening with the gifted program. I remember going to one meeting one time with some other gifted students in like the principal's office, and they were like, hey, so here's some like extra classes that you could potentially take if you want to. And I was like, I'm good, I'll just stick with like my advanced placement math or whatever I was in at the time. I don't remember. Which, I mean, maybe that was one of the gifted classes now that I think about it, like advanced placement, obviously, but... I digress. You don't want to know your IQ because you think it would just lower your self-esteem? That's why I also don't want to share what my IQ scores were, because I feel like if people start comparing themselves to me, I don't want to create that kind of toxic mentality for anybody, so let's not even go there. Just know that, I mean, whether you've been told you have a high IQ or a low IQ, there are so many different facets to life that it's hard to... Like, you might have, like, a ridiculously high IQ in one field, in the fields that are tested by IQ tests, but that's not going to cover everything that you face in life, every situation. Might give you a decent general understanding. But I don't think anyone who scores a 200 on their IQ test is going to be... I don't know if they're going to be a professional heavyweight boxer. I'm not saying that you couldn't, but I feel like the overlap there is not that great, which is I mean, it's a stigma for sure, but it's that's what I'm saying, is that like a professional heavyweight boxer is smarter in many different capacities than like an architect, but an architect is just smarter in different ways. It's all about what fields you're in and how you use it, right? Argon's IQ's in the 2000s, over 900. Higher. Go higher. Feed my ego. Yeah, there are so many different types of intelligence, it's too hard to... There's no way that one test could encapsulate all of them. Unless that test is life, and you're living it, baby. Got some purple mushroom luck today, that's pretty good. I feel like purple mushrooms are one of the rare ones to come across in this challenge. Have we sold any purple mushrooms yet? We shipped... I feel like that might have been one we were missing. No, we shipped one, okay. We shipped two, actually. Go me. Go we, I should say. Go Chloe. Alright, get me out of here. I don't want to be part of this floor anymore. This is more my speed. Little gold, a single slime over there. We're chilling. You taught algebra in first grade because you were gifted? Oh, you were taught algebra in first grade. I was very confused by that second sentence for a second. I was like, a first grader teaching algebra? I think that would have been something else. All I remember about the course was that teacher mentioned me at a family friend, and we used plastic balance scales. Yeah, like as a first grader, it's hard for even the most smarted the most smarted first grader. I was not the most smarted first grader, clearly. But even the smartest first graders would probably have a tough time retaining that. Unless you're like literally the embodiment of Taj Mowry in Smart Guy. Anyone remember that show, Smart Guy? The only thing I remember about that show, I watched a decent amount of it. It was one of those that was, I think, on like the Family Channel as well, back in the day. But I just remember the one episode where there was like a big chess tournament, and they were, everyone was cheering like, chess time! Chess time! And the like, and like the smart guy, the titular character, the smart guy, was like, because like the idea of the show was he was like an 8-year-old in high school or something with his brother. And he was being cheered on, and like it was like this whole big like sporting event. It was wild. That was a good show though, from what I remember. grinding for stone in this challenge is something I totally wish I could do off stream. Obviously I can't. We gotta stream every moment of this at this point. Because I couldn't bear getting the cactus fruit off stream. Could you imagine how anti-hyped that would be if I just showed up to stream one time and I was like, hey guys, so I was like gathering some resources off screen and look, I found the cactus fruit. Woo! Anyway, moving on, let's go to the desert now. It's like, or go to Ginger Island, I guess. Could you imagine how just how deflating that would be after all this time? It's never gonna happen, I'll guarantee that much. I don't play this challenge file outside of the stream, and I never frickin' will. Feel like you either get good at math or writing. There might be some truth to that, but I feel like there's obviously people who are good at both and good at neither. But I feel like they're diverse enough and like separate enough that, I mean, there are some transferable skills between the two, I would say. Don't ask me what they are. I'm not about to go into a deep dive there, because I feel it's just one of those things that I say because I think it's probably true, even if I can't provide an example off the top of my head. Off the front of my head, sorry. You would just reset the day and then do it on stream, yeah, and just like fake my reaction or whatever. That would probably be the way I would have to do it, but it's never gonna come to that, so. Buy a bus ticket, we won't tell anyone. Yeah, I'll just edit it out of the final video. It'll be our little secret. Be the greatest trick the devil ever pulled. It's just a normal perfection playthrough of Stardew Valley, but I just edit it to look like I spend as little money as possible. That's TV magic, baby. Stardew Valley, the reality TV show version. You were a pretentious little kid as a first grader. I hope you've gotten better, but you can't say for sure. I'm sure you've gotten better. I mean, if you're actively aware of that, then I think that's already a sign that you've gotten better. We changed quite a lot between first grade and now. Unless you are in first grade now, in which case you shouldn't be watching the stream. Get the heck out of here. Unless you're watching with your parents, maybe. In which case, the parents have the discretion in that one, so listen to them. Get this gold, and we're gone. Alright. Man, how's it already 9:45? I only got 15 minutes left in this stream. This resource gathering, it takes a long time. That's for dang sure. Probably finish up this day. We'll see where the time is. I might be able to sneak in one quick little garbage run. We won't do, if we do another. That's what I'll probably do. Is I'll do tomorrow's garbage run / traveling cart, and then we will finish off with Prairie King or something like that. I think that's probably the way it's going to go based on the time that I have left right now. If you're 1 year old and watching the stream, man, you can type some pretty coherent sentences for a 1-year-old. Although you didn't put your period at the end of the sentence. To my European viewers, if any of you are still awake right now, do you call a period a full stop? Because I know that's like how I've heard it called a full stop before, but only like when someone's trying to be like smart and correct me. It's like, that's actually called a full stop, not a period. And I'm like, but I feel like in writing circles, I only ever hear it called a period, even by like European people, because I'm pretty sure that's like something from the UK or other European countries. Like a full stop, like it makes sense, and it helps with like separating the punctuation mark from other uses of the word period. Which, I mean, like, we're all adults here, we all know, but we don't have to discuss it, obviously. I guess we're not all adults here, that's kind of the whole PG-13 vibe, right? Full stop in Australia. In the Americas, it's called a period full stop. I like that. Ooh, a couple magma geodes. Don't mind if I do. Argon, who's your favorite Stardew Valley content creator? It's not even close. I mean, it is, like, I like all the Stardew Valley content creators that I know of at the moment. There's some fantastic ones out there, but I always go back to Charlie Barley. Just something about her personality. She's very genuine. Her content's very intoxicating. In, like, a good way. Intoxicating has some weird connotations sometimes, but it's just easy to watch, and I listen to it all the time while I'm working. It's just, she doesn't have enough videos is the problem, so I have to, like, listen to the same ones over and over again, but I don't have a problem with that. Beyond that, I mean, you got all the classics, right? You got Wallagug, you got Ring Queen, you got Unsurpassable Z or Zed. I mean, you pick your poison there. You got Shawnee Do, Habu, Blade, of course. Blade, awesome friend of the stream. You got Triple Berry, you got Therm. You got, let me see if I can I name all of the Avengers of Stardew Valley? Let me think. You got Party Arlie, you got Leap a Lot, you got Mossy. All these people you should check out, definitely. Matt McCleskey, I knew I was forgetting a big one. Dangerously Funny back in the day, for sure. For sure. Shawnee Do, I think I already named. But it's a good call. Brandigan. Brandigan. I haven't watched much of Brandigan stuff. I should remedy that for sure. But you got Easy Lily, you got Wickety Chickety. Those are two more that came from somewhere in my cerebral cortex. Abu, I think I already said, but I might have missed. So, if I did, there it is. King Nooblet, true. That's very true. Shoutouts to all the Stardew content creators. And don't feel compelled to create just Stardew content. I'm pretty sure I've said these exact same words at some point in the past, but it's been a while, so don't be beholden to a single game. Try and break out of your shell when you can, which I will inevitably do at some point. I'll take my own advice, but I'm having a lot of fun with Stardew Valley lately, so pardon me if I stick with this horse for a little while. All right. What do I want to bring home with me here? Before I just go about my day. I guess just all this. Get that. Bring the sashimi, why not? And a copper bar. Works for me. Brooke L, there you go. So many awesome people. It's such a great community. It really is. Like, everyone in it is so just, like, nice and wholesome, and it's one of the most welcoming and friendly and fun communities that I've ever seen or been a part of in any capacity. I'm happy to even be on the fringes of it. Lee Chaton, definitely. Is that how you pronounce her name? Don't forget the best one, Argon. I already mentioned Charlie, so we're good. Oop, oop. All right. How much time we got left? We got 8 minutes. That's enough for a garbage run tomorrow. And then quick little Prairie King as well. I think we can make it work. You're not wholesome or nice? Mom, you're the most wholesome, nice person in the freaking world. What are you talking about? I couldn't be nearly as wholesome or nice as I am without you. Everyone say hi to my mom, by the way. Mom's in chat. Argon Mom. Argon Mom Tricks. Argon, you're Canadian and don't know French? I mean, I know French. I took 13 years of French, but it's, I mean, Lee Chaton is the name. I think it's like a French name, but I mean, I don't know. I've only heard her name said a few times, and every time I feel like it's said differently. I love when my mom tunes into my stream. It's always just such a nice feeling. Get you a mom who supports you the way my mom supports me. No luck with these new minerals. It's all good. Haley asks, what do you even do all day? I'm starting to ask that question myself, Haley. What are we even doing here anymore? Alright. Sell these off. Get my chores done today. We'll go traveling cart. We'll go garbages. And it'll be just about time to end the stream. Oh, we got blue jazz. I didn't take the blue jazz factor into account. That's an extra like 0.3, no, like an extra 1.3 times on the time coefficient for the stream. With the like amount of hassle you have to go through to like seed maker the right ones and sort through all the different qualities you get. It's okay. It's all good. We're in it now, so. We dig through the trash all day, Haley. Don't judge us. It'll all be worth it one day, I promise. One of these days, a cactus fruit is gonna rear its ugly little head. Hey, we actually got all the blue jazz in a single inventory. That's pretty rare. Usually we have to at least make one pit stop to the chest or the seed makers, but we're doing all right today. I do appreciate the support of you guys saying, because we were just talking about the Stardew Valley content creators, and I see people obviously mentioning me, but so yeah, thank you for that. I'm but an echo in the. I am but a mere shadow in the giants that surround me here, so just happy to be in the conversation, I guess. New girl in Z stream last night was Niachu. I heard, I didn't watch the Niachu stream. I don't know much about her, but I'll have to look into it. I mean, obviously, if she's cool in Z's book, then she must be pretty all right. Blue Jazz not stacking single-handedly puts it in F tier. But it's kind of a nice looking flower. Is blue jazz a real flower? I want to look up a picture of an actual blue jazz if it exists and like see, because like I always just think of it as a Stardew Valley flower. I can't fathom it in like real life. It's like a weird blue dandelion. No luck here by the looks of it. Nothing even that's on our list. See all those hours you earned at Argon? I mean, it is 103 hours of this challenge. That's very accurate. It's gonna be like 106 hours by the end of the stream. But probably like 50 of those hours have been spent digging through garbage. I don't know if that's the most compelling content, but we're all here for it, I guess. Lewis, you'll get over one of this. Is it anyone's birthday today? We stopped caring about birthdays by the end of like year 2 or 3 or something like that, Lewis. Get with the times, bro. Naming yourself after an element on the periodic table is honestly so cool. I don't know if I thought it was cool at the time. It was just one of those things that came to me. I definitely can't see the word Argon anymore without, you know, pausing to be like, wait, is someone talking to me? It's tied into my identity in a certain way. Show me Chipped Amphora. I don't think it can even show up on this path, but... Blue Jazz isn't real, but Reddit says Blue Allium... Oh, what the heck did I just do? I swapped out the... I do that every so often. I'll just put the hoe on my sign. No big deal. What was it, though? Blue Allium Ceruleum is very close. I'll have to look into that. Thank you, Tanner, for the intel. What if Haley's having 2 birthdays this year? Look, 1 birthday is more than enough. Even Haley wouldn't get that greedy, I'm sure. Alright. No resource gathering today. We'll just go ahead and call it a day after, of course, a little round of Prairie King to end things off. No cactus fruit tonight, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint the, what was it, 85% at the start of the stream? Who believed in us? But as that number grows closer to 100, so do our chances of finding the cactus fruit. Just you wait. I'm gonna reach out to I'll reach out to an actual mathematician, and we'll put together a little thesis of when the cactus fruit is most likely to appear. And I'll present that at the top of the next stream. Just you wait. That way we all have an idea of just how lucky or unlucky we've been or will be. That'd be kind of fun to get like based on the probabilities, figure out what day actually the cactus fruit should show up. Because that's something I imagine you could figure out with some degree of math. It would take probably a little bit of probabilistic know-how, but sure, something we could figure out. I was thinking about trying to start breaking it down at, like, right now, but it's the end of the stream, and I'm not in that mindset to do anything more complicated than division or something. Cactus fruit's 100% happening tomorrow. I mean, I hope not, because I'm not streaming tomorrow. That would be awkward, but I get what you mean. I guess you could mean tomorrow as in Stardew Valley tomorrow, but... No, yeah, the stream schedule is in the description, but that stream schedule will be changing in the first week of April. I'll have a more formal announcement about that in the coming week or so. Keep an eye out for that on the community tab or in the Discord, ! Discord, if you're interested in keeping up with that. By the way, I should mention, because I did bring it up in one of the previous streams, maybe even the previous stream, that I have a new channel profile picture and a banner on the way. It did actually get finished, but I sent it back for some revisions, because like usually the first one is not perfect. Like that's like whenever you do commissions and stuff like that, there's usually some room for revisions just in case of things like that. So I added some extra little things, and we'll see how that pans out, hopefully in the near future. Looking forward to it, because the first design was actually really, really good, and there were just a few things that I wanted to adjust with it. Ooh, a little triple line of coins there. Don't mind if I do. Just hit me with a little 5-piece, and we'll be sitting pretty. Ooh, gosh, okay. Okay. Little touch and go. Little spicy here. Just a tad bit. Not going to have enough for our first upgrade unless we get lucky with these last few enemies here. No dice. That's all good. Have a good night to anyone who is leaving the chat right now. This is usually... Oh my gosh, now you gave me this money? This is usually a time for people to leave, though. That's what I like to do. I like to close things off with Prairie King just for that reason a lot of the time, because it's not something that's integral to the challenge. But it's fun for people to watch, and if anyone feels like leaving at the designated stream time when the stream is supposed to end, which is officially like 10 o'clock for me, then it gives them a good excuse to, because they're like, oh, even if I miss like the actual Fector's challenge run, it's not part of the Price of Perfection necessarily. It's not required anyway, so. But for anyone who's sticking around, you'll get the true lore. You'll get because this is the one. You better believe it. We're going all the way. That would have been so funny if I died as I was in the middle of that sentence. That would have been perfect streamer karma luck. I did miss a single coin over there, but it would have been greedy to go for it. Just like it's greedy to go for this one. But we did it anyway. We did it anyway. Hey, this is a big guy. Let's get him out of here. I don't like being stuck in the corner like this. Okay, that's a little better. Having that extra firepower. I'll take this as well. Sometimes the corner is an alright place to be. As long as you're put there of your own volition. Am I remembering correctly when you said that you were working with Charlie Barley on some content? I do have a video that I need to finish editing that I made with her, yes. That's on me for procrastinating that for so long. But I do need to finish that up. I'm hoping once my hours get officially reduced at work, I'll have more time to focus on that. I'll be putting more time into streaming, but I'm not going to put so much more time into streaming that it's going to bog down my video production either. I do have some videos that I'm still working on and would like to get out within, you know, the next century or two. That will come eventually, though. I talked about it to her recently, and she was like, oh yeah, just take your time on it. She's in no rush for it to be out, so. In the meantime, enjoy her other content. She's doing a lot of stuff with, she's on Z's stream a whole lot, on Spassable Z. Check her out there, as well as many of the other content creators we just recently finished talking about. Oh gosh. I don't get to go into that chat, into Z's chat, as much as I would like to, but when I do, it's always a really fun time. Okay, I'm gonna do that, because I feel the need. I was getting a little overwhelmed, and looking at how many dudes were down south here was filling me with anxiety, and also, yeah, okay, that was maybe a little premature, but I feel like it worked out in the end. $41. Thank you to my mom for the super chat and the hype sticker. That's not fair, Mom. You can't super chat me. You can't donate to me. That's Thank you very much, Mom. That's very sweet. Don't worry, I'll pay you back. Thanks for making me look good. Teehee. All right. We have a lot of gold going into the next world, too, into the next level, if we can make it past this guy. It's not a guarantee that we make it past this guy. He does have some wayward bullets sometimes, so we gotta be careful here. That's good, though. That's a good angle. He's not doing the patterns that I'd like to see. Oh, can I get him? Yeah, there we go. We got him. Got him in a good spot, and he's just about... Okay, one more of those should do the trick. There we go. You'll love to see it. Don't want you to starve. Hey, happy to help out with your headache there, Hannah. Thank you for tuning into the stream. We're just winding down now. However you happen to stumble across this stream, we're happy to have you here. I should probably swap out this item in my reserve, the little coffee thing, for literally anything else. I don't think the coffee is the one you want to hold on to most of the time. Little burst of movement speed can help, but it's probably better to have extra firepower in reserve. 90% of the time, I would wager. In fact, I think I'm just going to use it so that the next item that I do come across, I can just have room for it immediately without having to worry about using that on the fly. Oh, that's a good one to have, that's for sure. As long as we can make good use of it. Make hay while the sun shines, as they say. Okay, we're good. Hopefully we can make it to World 3 again in this run. Been a while since we've seen those ash-tainted plains of World 3. We have yet to see a final boss attempt in this string of Vector's challenge runs. I shouldn't even be talking about that because we're obviously very far off from that still. But you know, there's just a certain magic in the air tonight. You can't quite pinpoint it. All right, so we have enough for the second damage upgrade already, which is very nice. Now we can start investing in some fire rate upgrades. Your mom is adorable. I agree. I fully agree. All right, gotta avoid those stumps because they do block us. The trees don't, strangely, but don't ask. I guess they're probably bushes more than anything because, like, it wouldn't make any sense at all for a stump to block me when a tree doesn't. But I mean, video game logic at its finest, I suppose. How does a waist-high ledge block you in Pokemon? That is a great question. They have yet to add a jump button to Pokemon. You can't bend your knees in that game. Get on it, Pokemon Company. Actually, I guess you can... Well, can you jump in Legend Arceus? I need to play more of that game. To be real with you... Oh, man. What was I saying about magic in the air? Turns out it was just a wet fart. Oh, well. Alright. That is going to be it for me tonight. We're 10 minutes past when the stream was supposed to end anyway, so let's call it there. It was still a good run, all things told. Any run that makes it like that, like a decent ways into World 2 like that, or even to World 2 at all, is honestly pretty skillful. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yeah, we're doing Vector's challenge. We've beaten Prairie King already. That's how we have the machine in our house. But we were trying to do a deathless run, which we'll get to eventually. Either way, I appreciate you all tuning in for the stream. And I hope to see you all again on Sunday for the next one. If you did enjoy the stream, please click the like button down below. Really does help out the channel. And subscribe if you'd like to stay notified of when we go live next time. Like I said, it'll be Sunday. Same time, same place. Looking forward to having you. All right, have a great night, everybody. I'm going to send you off with some fan art, some lovely fan art, as I always do. You take care, sleep well, and make good life choices. All right. I'm heading out, everybody. This is Argon Matrix, signing out. Thank you, and good night.